the rules a little bit with you guys. Get your take on what we might see strategically this evening here. One of the things that I didn't mention during kind of like the readout of the format is if a team is wiped, right? If my team goes and wipes another team, we get all of their loot. So they have to try to extract, keep somebody alive, and Dab, I'll come to you first. How do you think that's going to affect strategy from these teams this evening, knowing that if another team wipes them, they automatically pick up all the loot they were carrying?
That's going to feel so devastating and such a blow to the heart if that actually happens to somebody. So hopefully we see like we kind of saw in the last tournament where as soon as somebody's got a lot of loot, they just stack it all on one person and then escort them straight to the extract while the rest of the team stays in and tries to loot up some more. That's probably going to be the best strategy, and we'll see if anybody utilizes that one tonight.
Absolutely. And Landmark coming in, you've seen a lot of extraction shooters out there. I'm curious if you had any sage wisdom for these teams as they're about to step into the battlegrounds tonight. I mean, with a kind of a dog-eat-dog style tournament like this one, we probably will see a bit more hunting than usual instead of the solo extract and loot and get out of there. Are there any strategies that you can offer to some of these teams tonight that might help them on their way?
So it's all going to be about your positioning on the map and rotating out of spots effectively, trying to anticipate where you're going to get ambushed or setting up to ambush your opponents. So hopefully we see a lot of cool plays with people taking advantage of, using the audio and sound and predicting where people are at.
Absolutely. We have an opportunity as well tonight for some interesting debate between games, Dab. The teams are going to have to make a difficult decision on if they've gotten a lot of loot, maybe they come out with 3 or 4 million loot. Do they bank that and actually keep it and try to equate that to real dollars? Or do they take it into the next match and try to basically steamroll and get even more momentum built so they can take away more prize pool? If you had to make a prediction about how teams will play this tonight, what do you think is going to, are they going to be conservative or are they going to be aggressive and risk it all, so to speak?
Played a lot of games like that in the past, and a lot of the skills are kind of the same. You have to anticipate the unexpected, kind of expect the unexpected, try and figure out things real time, and just people are used to dealing with the randomness of these type of games. So I think people might find themselves a little more comfortable than they think.
Amazing. Well, love the insights there for sure, and it definitely is possible to make that transition, but it is a different change of pace for sure. I want to spotlight our first game tonight. We are going to be playing Metro Royale, and it's Zombie Uprising, which, periodically as night falls, you're going to have a swarm of zombies actually attack, essentially, which could do some interesting things with regards to maybe ammo supply. Dab, highlight a little bit about what we can expect to see here in this first match.
We can expect to see people hopefully not running out of their ammo with 600 polished. If they have to have some team fights, hopefully they have a little bit of ammo left over for when the zombies pop out. And there's going to be a ton of loot and a ton of fights because the zombies kind of give away everybody's position. When you have to fight a zombie, you're letting everybody know where you are. So it's going to be extremely sweaty.
I love
because
it.
we could just
You wanna do that?
Um,
We can do
Watch
it
out.
here and actually wait. Oh no, we can actually wait here. Do you think there will be a
What?
team on our right or not?
no team spawns up there. We could. Someone stays here at this rock.
Hey, I'm here now.
Let me open this. Oh no.
Okay, what am I up to here, buddy? I'm literally trying to figure things out.
Watch out.
My God, that's loud. I can't hear. What is going on there?
Yeah, they think we're distracted. So remember, there are no log boxes.
I see them. I see 2 of them coming. 3 of them.
Yeah, I see him.
Right here.
Watch out.
Ooh, I got the trident. Yo, this is a good
Don't
loot.
shoot here. Don't shoot here. Number 4.
Yeah, wait for them. I'm just gonna keep shooting. That way they think we're fighting here. Okay.
Yep. All good.
I'm gonna keep shooting. That way they think we're fighting zombies.
No worries.
These zombies are on me, bro.
Yo, I
Keep
think
an
they
eye
left with
on
the...
them.
Wait, I think they left with the train.
The ground. All right.
No worries.
Alright,
No. I have a trident and 200K.
Oh, that trident is good. That's worth like 128K. All right, guys.
Bushka, we don't hear you. Just in...
Yeah, mate, I'm here. I'm just, I'm having huge issues
I got you.
tech-wise.
Loud and clear.
Stream's
Got you.
dying.
worries.
I'm at 700 ping, boys.
We're good.
Let's head to the boss on my mark. There's a
Okay.
boss on my mark if y'all want to
let's
head
go.
Oh,
to it.
Let's go. Okay.
There might be.
You and Diesel take the front. Me and.
Alright.
Alright.
And
There might be a team up here.
Okay. If there is
Not
a
sure though.
best loot, you can
Yeah.
give it to us.
boys,
We can be on
I'm
the
at
background.
640 ping.
We will-
So
we'll exit.
I'm just going to do my best.
640. Oh
Well,
my
670.
Yeah, we gotta protect Bushka, y'all.
We got this. We got this.
Now we got this, bro. Let's go. Easy game.
What if the boss is there? If the boss isn't there, that means someone's killed it already.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
I think it's there.
So we can take this tunnel
Marked a
afterwards.
location.
I'm playing a slideshow.
Keep an eye on the.
The boss is here.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
You guys fight. You guys fight.
My
I'm gonna
God.
keep an eye on people. Okay.
It directly came to me.
Nice. I like that. I didn't see anyone else yet.
Alright, let's see what
Oh, we got.
gives us.
Oh, I rolled.
Oh yes, roll those schematics.
No,
and
no,
take
only
the-
one person roll. Okay, only one person roll. Everybody skip. That way
I
it
rolled
goes
it.
to one
I rolled
person.
all of them. I rolled all of them.
Okay.
I rolled,
God.
I didn't roll any of the blues.
No worries.
Just
No,
give it to
just
one
skip.
person. No.
Bushka, would you mind taking those?
Oh,
Everyone roll everything. Roll everything.
I don't know how.
With the
Alright.
Oh boy.
Oh, I can
Let's
take
get
it,
the
I can
no
take it.
Metro
Hold up, I can
donos
take it.
going.
I'm coming to you
I
guys.
got two of them.
Let's get the no Metro donos going.
Oh, God.
Who's collecting it? What's that?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Poor
Bushka is lagging, so it's not.
Dude, I'm
Not-
lost.
not-
Just. Oh,
He might
dear.
lag in the game as well.
Right here.
Give it to me. Nice, nice.
Make sure you
nice.
open the box
Anything
over
else?
here. The box, they give really good loot.
Okay.
wait for this
Why can't I pick up the
boss
back
is gone.
level 4 stuff?
You have to press stored backpack.
But maybe because it didn't roll for me, that's why.
Oh yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, open, loot up.
What is this?
Bushka is.
Stuff I didn't mean to pick up.
So-
Like, I'm just trying my best here, boys. I'm
No,
sorry.
You could Bushka, pick up everything.
Yeah, pick.
Everything is good loot. Anything you pick up is a good loot. It will accumulate to the value we have.
Okay.
Once that is
I'm
done,
just
we
I'm
will
just
go
gonna
with it,
follow you.
okay?
Yeah. Let's wait for this one right here, and then we go to the tunnels and head. To
Okay.
More Metro, more Metro.
Damn, this
Oh
box
my
is not
God.
giving good loot.
I know. Outside is always that. Outside is always that.
There's no lockbox?
I'm waiting for permission to open my loot box. Woohoo!
That's crazy. Lockbox.
Okay, I have. No, never mind. We should all go together. I was gonna say, what do you think? Me, I can loot outside, fight outside, and you guys go to the tunnel.
I've got a password letter.
If you
Is that worth doing?
sure, we can do that. We can go into.
Oh,
Rad
man,
and
I-
check out for y'all,
yeah,
and if y'all want, y'all can come into Rad and get loot.
We got. Let's go then.
What about this boss right
Marked a
here?
location.
Yeah, we got a
Where's your ping?
spawn.
How's your
It's
ping?
677 milliseconds. Is that good? I'm asking
What is
for a
that
friend.
exit? What is that return point? I didn't see the return.
Yeah, 3 minutes 40 seconds.
Oh, I see. Okay, then let's just go.
All right. Let's not use the. Let's not go to that tunnel.
Okay.
Let's just go this way.
I'll follow you.
Travel
I'll
on
follow you.
ground because there might be rats in the tunnel.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we loot outside, we will have a better chance of getting loot. Because radiation doesn't usually have a lot of loot.
In this map, nah, radiation doesn't have that much loot.
Yeah, so why don't we just loot outside? What do you think? We can go to Manson and loot there, and we can go to school as well.
If you want, you and Bushka can go loot mansion
Bushka's
while
in
me
hell.
and Ninja go into rad.
Okay. Oh my God, I don't like zombies.
There's a lot of zombies here. I don't know if any are eating me at the moment. I'm like a full half second behind.
Alright.
Oh, it's so dark. I can't tell where the tunnel is at.
Away from it, as he has to go around the cliffside to actually get access to that extract point. He's now over 500 meters away.
Oh man, Bella's knocked. Not looking good.
And this was the third party I just referenced a second ago when Sanity and his team have closed, and now they trade knocks. So it's not over just yet for Bella Fox's Brawlers, but they are caught unaware, and they are in a very sticky situation right now.
This is giving the opportunity for Bushka Battalion to sneak out right now while they fight. It might be interesting to see if they if he rotates back in for a third party on this.
You know what I hope happens is I hope he actually makes it out, and these guys knock each other with some sort of like grenade trade at the end, and your prediction ends up becoming correct. I think that would be hilarious.
It could. He could also, you know, play on the outskirts and try to get in some elims for a little extra cash too.
That's true. Dr. Chemist would try that nades in from distance here from Insanity Warriors. You know, they've already wiped 2 players, and they've got a knock on Mango on the flank right now, so it's all up to Cloud. Just 1 player left for Bella Fox's Brawlers, and this is not where they hope to be as well. Good news for Insanity Warriors, though, Dab, is they've got a commanding lead right now, not only from the loot, but they're starting to rack up the eliminations as well.
Yeah, they've got a lot of eliminations. Hopefully, they don't meet Dr. Chemist at the extract waiting to take him out, but it looks like they might
Hopefully
be...
they don't. I hope they do. I want to see drama. I want backstabs. I want fun.
I love Dr. Chemist. I gotta let him leave.
Yeah. Looks like Chemist is out for a swim.
There's actually a loot crate at the bottom of that lake that can drop a gold bar. Fun fact.
Yeah, he may have found it there in the bottom of that tin lake. It should be renamed a gold lake, hopefully, if he was successful there. He's going down as we see his POV on the left there, looking around for some crates, trying to find himself some loot. But he's got to make a decision quick if he needs to get to this extract or not, as Bella Fox's Brawlers have been eliminated. That's 3 teams out of 5 gone. And the 4th team with only 1 player remaining, and unfortunately for them, he's at the bottom of a lake right now. Still alive, still breathing for the moment. What do you think his chances of getting out of here are, Landmark?
You know, it's looking a little rough right now, I gotta say, but you could make the 4v1 is possible if you play it right, and the enemy team overextends a little too much. He's able to break it into a couple of 1v1s. He might have a good shot at still pulling it off.
See if he catches a glimpse here of Payne off in the background there. He's starting to run by. I'm surprised he didn't take off more towards that exit, but it does look like he's hiding for the moment. Dab, did you happen to see if he got a flare which would allow him to extract from wherever he's at? Because he is now 650 meters away from either extract point, if not 1,000 meters from the other one, and so he has gotten no closer to getting to safety, but maybe he's sitting on a little special get-out-of-jail-free card.
If he did have a flare right now, I wouldn't put it past him if he just used it as a distraction, just to show it up and then just take off to his actual extraction, having everybody think that he's waiting there for a helicopter. That would be my guess if he did have one. But I didn't manage to see if he picked one up or not. It looks like Winsanity's team is just going to loot everything. And he found the golden box. And he got a schematic and an old train ticket. That's actually really good for him and his team. That's about another 100,000 that they just got on their total right there, just from one crate.
It looks like they have 8 elims right now. They've wiped 2 squads, and that's what, 200K a piece. That's 1.6. So they are already, according to in-game, they're already over that 8.1 million threshold. They might, Winsanity's Warriors might be able to bank $1,600 after just the first game. That's a huge, huge dent in that prize pool, and you got to think that they're pretty happy with that one, Landmark.
You gotta be. I mean, how could you not, right?
I
But
thought that was going to take a fair bit longer, but they are just absolutely crushing game number 1.
they're still not out of it yet, though.
Definitely don't want to catch. We definitely want to don't want to count our chickens before they hatch here. But I mean, they got 3-4 players in a group, tight formations right now at the extract point, and Dr. Chemist is he's going to survive. So the Bushka Battalion will make it out alive unless something really, really unfortunate happens with some bandits. But it looks like he is keeping an eye on that extract point. And just like that, Winsanity's Warriors will make it back to the lobby intact. All 4 players breathing. And I think they might know where they stood on the loot tables. We'll see where this is all tallied after the game. But at the end of the day, they've got some serious loot/cash coming their way. Pink revolver. I don't remember ever seeing those when I was playing Metro a lot. How long's that been in, Dab? It's a big item right there, those pink revolvers. I got you. Good to know. We've got 1 player left on the map right now. It is Bushka Battalion and Dr. Chemist all to himself, and I feel like he may know that he's the only one left as he spawns here the red zombie crate. He's going to get some nice loot here from this one, assuming he wipes out all of the zombies, but he's going to need some ammo, it looks like. He's got some there. I was afraid he might be out in his guns, but so far, so good here.
I'm surprised he's still in the lobby. I'd have taken off with everything that I had. But he doesn't really know that he's the last player in the lobby, so he's kind of just playing it safe right now, trying to see whatever little scraps he can get for his team. Being the only one that's going to be making it out with some loot, it's very crucial that he at least gets them close to the first threshold.
He's got 7 minutes and 20 seconds here to scrounge up as much loot as he possibly can before he gets out of here. The team not doing so hot. Tough to tell how much loot he has on him right now because the end game is showing that the teammates have lost a bunch as well, which we know to be the case. But again, in-game scores are unofficial. Everything will be tallied after the fact, so we'll keep an eye peeled for that official scoreboard here once the game has concluded. But really excited to see if Dr. Chemist can make it out of here without dying to the zombies. Looks like he does have about 750k if we look at the bottom HUD. It's quite a bit, but ultimately it's not 8 million like Wynn's team is sitting on.
He would have to have some...
Talk to us a little bit about those red... Oh, go ahead, Landmark, jump in there.
Oh, no, I was about to say he has to have some wicked luck right now if he's going to even get close to having a couple million. And those red crates are the new crates that they've added in the Zombie Uprising event. And the second you touch them, a horde of zombies comes out of the ground to try to stop you from opening them. And they have the possibility of having some really good loot in them, but you have to fight for it.
How hard are those zombies? They seem kind of slow, mentally and physically here. Like, they're not chasing very fast. Hey, there's some loot, though.
Couple of schematics. That's nice. That was a good 60,000 he just picked up. The zombies can be annoying. It's mostly those dogs that are really get on everybody's nerves. Let's see what he gets out of it. There you have it!
He does pick up the gold bar, so he gets lucky here. Ultimately, that pushes him over 1 million loot. So you know Dr. Chemist, you can see the smile on his face. He is smiling right now for the Bushka Battalion. And the good news for him is, you know, it all comes up to just him and what he can take out of here. But, you know, if he's able to get out of here with maybe a couple 100,000 more, they might have the opportunity to bank $100 after this game. We'll see.
Heck, I'm smiling for him. That was a good find. And judging by where everybody was running away right from the beginning over here, there should be a lot of loot crates you could still open up. I would start making my way to extract if I were him, though, and just loot what's close. I mean, 600 meters, that's going to take him at least a minute and a half of that timer.
Absolutely. Landmark, he's got about 5 minutes left. What are we doing here? We got, you know, an extract point 500 meters away. Looks like he might be heading in that direction here. But any last tips you got for old Dr. Chemist?
Well, it all depends on. I think by now he probably realizes he's got to be the last, if not one of the last players in. So he's probably thinking he can spend a little bit of time and keep looting.
I feel like this is one of those, you know, apocalyptic scenarios where it's like, if you were the last person on Earth, I mean, like, he really is right now. There's no one left. Humanity will end with Dr. Chemist. He will be scrounging around here 4 more minutes to try to rack up as much loot as possible, but it does seem like he's starting to beeline for that second extraction point, 350 meters away at this point. And he knows he's got just a few minutes here, so Dabby will be trying to clear out. Let's summarize, though, the action for our first game. Obviously, the tunnel fight early on. We saw Farouk Force get into it with the Bella Fox Brawlers, and ultimately Bella Fox proved to be just a bit too strong for Farouk. They get the win early on in that one. Ace Alliance goes down fairly early as well. And then ultimately, Bella Fox gets stabbed in the back by the Winsanity Warriors on their way to the extract point. And now we've got just one Lone Ranger left in Dr. Chemist here, which will mean only 2 teams will make it out here of our first game with any sort of loot as all. And that means that 3 will be starting over from scratch in game number 2. Dab, any recommendations for our 3 other teams here that will be starting from ground zero, essentially trying to amass any sort of loot here to get those prizes?
Yeah, Bella Fox Brawlers, Farouk Force, and Ace Alliance definitely have to prioritize getting straight out to the radiation zone in the next map, because we're going to Arctic Base. And the cool thing about Arctic Base is there's several different avenues to get out to the radiation zone. It's not just the 2 that you have on this map. So they will have a better chance of getting their hands on some pretty GG loot. But they just have to try to not take any early game fights, because at this point, they just can't afford it. If they don't get any loot, it's not like there's a score leaderboard or anything going on, but as soon as all the money is claimed up, it's all claimed up. So if they don't get in there and get some loot and get out with something, they can't claim any of the prize pool. So they really have to prioritize looting on this next one.
I think they need some sort of track shoes for this mode. That's what I think. Get some track shoes, get some sort of buff. I don't know. Run 10% faster. Oh, we're gonna boogie. Get out of here, Dr. Chemist.
Well, there actually is a talent that if you level it all the way up to 8, you can get 16% faster movement speed with your gun put away.
All right, well, that will wrap up our first game of play on Metro Royale. That is a Zombie Uprising map. A little different on that one, as we do have zombies in the mix for our first game. Gotta ask you, Landmark, what did you think of the first game of Metro Royale tonight here with PUBG Mobile?
It was a great watch. We had some good fights, and the third partying is pretty much what we expected to see, right? We all called it.
Absolutely. Had the nice third party set up by Bella Fox Brawlers. Dab, we saw that. We'll probably see on the replay here in just a moment, but they had a nice trap set up on the way to the extract point, and ultimately Bushka head wasn't really on a swivel, ultimately gets earholed, and that's that. He's out of there. But Bella Fox and the Brawlers lingered a bit too long and ultimately got third party from behind when Sanity snuck up and took him down. What'd you think of the setup there? I mean, are they playing that the right way?
I mean, Bella Fox and the Brawlers, they should have really kept in mind that they probably were going to get shot in the back. I mean, Misty Port not being a massive map, you can kind of hear all the shots from all over the place. And I kind of feel bad for Ace Lawrence's team. I feel like I caster cursed them by saying that they were going to do really well. They were kind of the first team taken out there, and I feel like that's my fault.
That's all right. We take a peek here at the action underneath. Some bosses getting exploded. And just like that, Bushka getting some loot down beneath. But here is kind of that camp at the end. Here is Camper Ninja coming out for a bit of a fight. And just like that, knocked. And Mango on the good off angle here, but unfortunately for them, just not enough Bella's brawlers taken down, and just was up to Winsanity Warriors and Bushka Battalion at that point. Landmark, got to give you credit, though. You did pick a team, and they did survive. It maybe wasn't the most dominant performance ever, but they made it off the map. I mean, how you feeling?
You know, it counts for something. You get a little bit out, but I think they did well.
Absolutely, and Winsanity's Warriors seemingly on top after game one. Obviously, we're cooking up the scores right now. We'll go to that here in just a moment. But Dab, any surprises from you after our first game of play?
I was really surprised that Ace Lawrence didn't take everything I taught him and absolutely dominate this match. I feel bad that he kind of got caught up in that early game tunnel fight. And once you kind of get pinched in a corner there's not a whole lot you can do, especially when you're at the end of a tunnel. You have to take the fight. They really didn't have any choices there, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. So we'll be taking a peek here at our next map here in just a bit. You know, we played Zombie Uprising, but next up we do have the Arctic base, and I'm excited for that one because it's going to be out in the snow. It's going to be a little bit colder here. Dab, tell us what we can look forward to on this next map.
The Arctic base, for those that don't know, is a circular shaped map where most of the enemies, everybody spawns on the edge of the map in the circle. They all have the same amount of time to get to the tunnels. It's about the same distance. And there's 4 different avenues to get out to the massive radiation zone. The boxes, all the loot boxes have a ton of loot in them. We're talking they're going to be getting gold bars, gold piles left and right. And we might even see some teams come out of here with over 10 million loot pretty easily. Arctic base is one of the maps that have the most loot that you can possibly get in one match. So I think this next one's gonna get some money in some people's pocket for sure.
All right, so we've got loads of loot on the line. We've got a radiation zone, obviously, with elevated difficulty, but also elevated rewards in there. You get all of that loot. Try to extract with it. Landmark, we have to turn our attention here to our next map with all of these elevated stakes and obviously teams trying to come from behind. Are you expecting to see a little bit more aggression, a little bit more of a clash in the center of this map?
I hope so. I mean, I think these guys that they got taken out of round 1, I know if I was them, I'd be looking to take out some squads if I could and try and keep that prize pool up for me to cash in.
Absolutely. And so if teams do choose to bank that loot or to risk it, you know, we don't know if Winsanity fully made it to that 8.1 million. Let's say they're at 7.9. I have no idea where they end up. Let's say they keep it going into the next match. Does that mean that all of the loot that they obviously acquired throughout, are they going to be any better off from a loot perspective, Dab, than the base level package that these teams have going in that were wiped?
Well, if I was Winsanity right now, I probably wouldn't also take any fights, because if their entire team gets eliminated and they didn't bank any of that in, they go back to 0. And honestly, if I were them, I would just get enough to get the next threshold and get out and lock it in, honestly, after this one.
Now let's talk a little bit about some of the, I guess, more advanced strategies. You know, we were talking a little bit yesterday leading up to this event, and Landmark, they can hedge their bets essentially, right? Where, you know, maybe they have 8 million loot, but it's not quite enough for the big dog. They might bank a portion of that and keep some on their person to risk going into the next one. Talk to us a little bit about what they can do as far as hedging their bets.
So they can if they're, like you said, if they're out at that 8 million threshold, they can cash it in. But if they're just under it, we might see them bank, you know, half of it, take some cash, and then bring a little bit in for the next round.
Man, oh man, I'm so excited to see, though, as we turn our attention here to game number 2 with multiple teams obviously making it out of the first map. We got one that's really looking at the big money already with $1,600, possibly up for exchange. If, Dab, what you say is true, and teams could be rocking out with 10 million loot or so coming out of this Arctic base map, we might have some teams already, just after 2 maps here, be able to pull in, you know, 1,600 here, 1,600 there, and make a pretty big dent in that prize pool early on in this tournament. You think that's possible?
Oh, definitely. After this Arctic base map, it's multiple teams could come out with enough to cash in 1,600 apiece. So this will be the map where you could see that possibly happen for not just one team, but multiple teams.
Well, speaking of teams, let's take a peek at the leaderboard here and see where everybody shook out after one game of play. Again, Zombie Uprising is in the books, and Winsanity's Warriors will come out on top. And would you look at that? They have crossed that 8.1 million loot threshold. They are sitting on 8.3 million. So that is obviously a fairly easy decision, I would think. And it looks like they just banked it. They have $1,600 redeemed. That's got to feel good, doesn't it, Landmark?
I'm losing audio right now.
Well, it's amazing. Hopefully you can hear me, but it's Bushka and Bushka Battalion. They have $1 million in the bag right now. Not enough to get them any sort of prizing at this moment, but it sets them up well for a head start here going into into game number 2. So right now we've got banked for Winsanity's Warriors $1,600. They've got to feel pretty good about that. No one else with anything in their bank at this moment, which means we still got $8,400 of prize pool up for grabs. Landmark, how you feeling about game number 2?
This is going to be a big one, right? If you're talking about these big swings in cash that people could make, this might determine a lot of how the rest of the tournament's going to play out.
We still riding with the Bushka Battalion?
Oh yeah, you know it. They got it.
Absolutely. You gotta ride with them after you pick them, right, Dab?
Yep.
You still riding with Ace?
Ace is my man. He's going all the way. He's got it this time. This is the map that we practiced on, so I think he's got it this time.
Heck yeah. Excited to see how they do in this next game. Again, good start here from Winsanity's Warriors. Now, if I'm the other teams here, if I'm Ace, if I'm Bushka, I'm not letting Winsanity and that scummy team of his walk away with any more of my prize pool, right? I'm trying to stop them. I'm going to try to wipe them because they have the opportunity right now to go for even more prize pool. They've banked $1,600 already, but if they walk away with 8.1 million loot from this map, they could get another $1,600 in prizes. And you know they're going to be trying to chain that back to back here, and that is pretty freaking sweet. So as we get ready for our game number 2, if you guys are liking the action, you want to join events just like this one, make sure you guys are following PUBG Mobile on social media at PUBG Mobile everywhere there are social platforms. You'll get news and information on events like this one and how you can sign up and register as part of the PUBG Mobile community for events like this one in the future. And then obviously if you haven't downloaded the game yet, you're seeing this for the first time, it's pretty freaking dope. So definitely download it. The link will be in the description of the stream, and you can join us on the Battlegrounds for free from your favorite app store. So excited for that. Getting ready here for game number 2. Trying to chase down just a couple more players as we get ready for our second game. Now, Winsanity's Warriors looked overpowered in the first game. They looked absolutely incredible. Will they take game number 2 as well, or will it be someone else? Dab, would love to hear your prediction here for our second map.
The prediction for the second map is they still have their 600 polished ammo, but the better thing about this map is that they're not going to have to use a lot of it on zombies, so they'll have more to use and utilize in the fights, and can overall just shoot their guns a lot more and not have to worry about running out of ammo.
Amazing. And over to Landmark, what are you thinking on your prediction here for map number 2?
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost you for a second.
Prediction.
Oh, what about it?
Who do you think's gonna win map number 2?
Oh, I'm going with the Bushka again, man. You know, I told you I'm picking them again. They were held in strong. You know, they didn't get wiped out. I think they could pull it through this time.
Heck yeah, I'm excited for it. I think Winsanity's gonna take the back-to-back once again. Very excited to see if they are actually able to accomplish that. But, you know, we saw them pretty strong in that first map. What I really liked about the Winsanity Warriors, though, is how when they heard shots, they were able to rotate and sneak up on people, put into effect those third-party fights, where we saw Bellow Fox Brawlers with good positional awareness, good strategic, camping, essentially, of key extraction points, but ultimately sat in one place just a bit too long. And I'm liking Winsanity here for this next map. So we'll turn our attention here to the next map. We'll see about how far we have to go. But if you guys are excited, make sure hey, we got a cash status graphic here up on screen. Dab, walk us through what the heck this means.
Looks like Winsanity risked instead of risking the 8.1 million of loot that he got out the last match, he did go ahead and bank in some of it so that they got 1,600 under their belt already. And unfortunately, Bushka Battalion was just barely below the threshold to bank in their loot. So they're going to have to risk it and take it into the next match.
Excited to see how that actually pans out. I want to see some people get all the way up to a threshold, but not quite across it, because I want those difficult decisions, the one that are like painful to make. Hopefully we'll see some of that here after our second game commences. But we got Arctic Base coming up next. Landmark, any final words of wisdom here for our competitors?
You know, I think I want to see some of these guys be aggressive on this one. I think, like you said, this is the opportunity for some teams to make it big, get some cash, and if you squad wipe here, you're really going to turn the tides.
Love it. So here's the map overview. Dab, got 5 teams, decently separated right now. What's the plan here? They all headed for the missile silo?
Yeah, everybody's headed for the missile silo for sure. That's where you're going to find all the good loot. I mean, there is still amazing loot at support centers, special barracks, armory outposts, the hydro station. All these named places do have a lot of loot, but you're going to find the high tier loot more commonly in the missile silo. And the beautiful thing about this map is there's several different tunnel entrances, several different ways to get out there. And it's a circular shaped map, and with only 5 teams, it looks like everybody's going to get a tunnel to themselves. It'll be interesting to see which one of these teams is actually holding one of the entrances, though, because down in the tunnels, there is kind of like a central room where most of these teams could possibly meet up. So we're going to see if a team holds that room, tries to take other people out, or just gets straight out to radiation and starts looting.
As a quick question for you, Dab, as these teams head for that central room like you were talking about, do you think it pays to get there first and to hold it down and try to defend? Or do you think it pays better to get there a bit later and after you already have an understanding of where people might be and sneak up on them?
In my opinion, it pays to get there first and hold the angles.
So with that, we've got a clash of teams already on the mini-map here as the Farouk Force and Bella Fox Brawlers have come together for an early game party. Once again, Landmark, do you think Farouk's going to get the revenge here on the team that wiped them last map?
If he's got the opportunity here and they walk right into him, it might be easy to take 1 or 2 of them out.
Got Mango. Some nice mollies here. They definitely know they're not alone at this point. They've decided to take another route here, playing it a bit more safely here from Farouk's side, trying not to get wiped early, as was their fate in Game 1.
Yeah, they've rotated around to the other side of this room, and it looks like Bella Fox's team already started making their way out to radiation, so they don't have to worry about anybody holding this team, or holding this room, rather, and it looks like they're going to go out to the D side. As Bella Fox took the C entrance, where you got the Arctic Commander, the base, the boss out in the radiation. He has the ability to drop a password letter every time you eliminate him. It could be a red one, a yellow one, and hopefully, in their case, they eliminate him and he drops a black password, because the black door out in radiation could net them an extra $2 to $3 million worth of Metro cash.
All right, I want what helmet this guy's got on. That thing works way better than the ones I normally use.
You always use level 3, huh, PB?
I guess, man. That guy had like level 42.
Judging by that red beam,
that's a thing.
The boss either just dropped a black password or a piece of level 6. But most likely it was a black password that just got dropped. So that could be huge for Bella Fox's team.
Interestingly, from a strategy perspective, I noticed that only 2 teams really headed to the center off drop, and that was the Bella Fox Brawlers and Farouk Force. Everyone else kind of hanging around the outskirts right now. Do you think that there's going to be an element of, hey, you guys go loot all of that central portion of the map. We'll just take you out when you leave and take all your loot from you. I'm thinking there might be some sort of trap being laid here.
Yeah, have somebody go do all the hard work for them. Or we could also see, like I said in the beginning, where it's just one person gets extremely looted and they try to escort that guy to extract and continue looting. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like we have 3 teams now. So whoever pushes who first, we're going to see a very exciting fight here.
third parties are going to be wild. Notice Ace Alliance hanging out very far away in the wheat fields. They're just minding their own business, doing a bit of farming.
He's probably figuring that there's already several teams out in radiation, so might as well take the easy loot and just go loot around in a circle. Maybe he's still trying to farm up his golden train tickets. Who knows?
Maybe he's not wrong. There are several teams in the middle here, based on the read as a gold bar found by Chiffon here, able to pack that away for his squad, which is great. But based on the read of the map early on, what are you thinking here, Landmark? What's the read that you have on the way things are shaping up here?
I think it's a little too early to tell. If teams start fighting in that central location, depending on who goes down, it might give the opportunity for these guys hanging out on the outskirts to put in some work and get that third party in. But I think we need to see that first clash is really going to determine how this plays out.
Absolutely. Take a peek at the numbers for just this game. The loot, as you predicted, Dab, is absolutely skyrocketing for a few of them. When Sanity Warriors just packing it away, as well as Farouk Force finding some lucky finds as well. We don't have any elims on the board yet for the team, so still an opportunity to put away 200,000 per elim. But the loot has been massive so far. These teams are off to a great start.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I first see Bella, honestly, getting most of the loot, because it seems like I think she just got a black password. Inside the black password door is millions in just 3 boxes. So we're going to see them probably jump up a bit if they can get their hands on that. And it looks like Win might get a little... He might get cornered over here in the corner with Chiffon's team having the factory right now.
We did just see the black password notification. The door is unlocked, and so you're going to see hopefully some loot be shooting up, and it looks like Bushka Battalion starting to pack it away pretty quickly, so maybe they were able to find a password.
Yeah, I think Chiffon's team just got some really good loot in the factory there. They shot all the way up to first place yet.
Did anybody see how the teammate of Bella, or I guess it was Bella herself, did anybody see how she died? It doesn't look like anyone took her out. I mean, what happened?
Possibly ambushed by the robot dogs. They shoot a laser beam that can take half your health away in just one hit. So if you're not paying attention, you got 2 dogs shooting at you and you don't got anybody around to res you, that could have been what happened. It looks like when Sanity's team is just opening up the black door, Fish from the Bella Fox Brawlers is going to not let them walk away with that loot. He's going to start hucking some throwables into the little short windows, which is a good strat. Win holding it down out in the alleyway, though.
Good pressure from Fizz early on in this one. Weakens the whole team, gets them all down below half HP. Win on the flank here, holding kind of the team off. But man, this is tough breaks here for Bella Fox. They could have really used her in the fight right now, as it is a 3v4, and it is no longer the element of surprise right now for them.
They got to be careful, too. They're sitting at a little bit of a stalemate in this fight right here. That gives the opportunity for other teams to kind of maneuver towards them and get in a good spot.
Absolutely. It's a great point. I mean, look at the loot values, too, here of Insanity Warriors. Obviously, finding that black password is massive. Farouk Force also with huge amounts of loot. These teams have got a giant bullseye on their back right now. If you're Bushka Battalion, Bella Fox Brawlers, or Ace Alliance, you really want to be targeting one of these other 2 teams. That'll be a massive, massive swing on that leaderboard.
And the armor in the game that has a durability, so all these people out here getting shot at by robot dogs and fighting each other, I mean, that might be Ace's plan, to just wait for a team to come out with low durability and just try to take them out. Or they could come out and steal all this loot, be the third party, the thorn in the side. I think when Sanity must have got a black password from one of the filing cabinets out here, and I'm sure he went absolutely crazy when he found out that they had a black password. As you can see, it shot them up about 3 million just from looting that, so that was pretty wild for them.
Pretty clutch find for sure. It's actually been a little bit less fighting than I anticipated on this one. I thought we would see more of these teams crash onto that central area. And despite, obviously multiple teams getting that black password, fight was kind of tame, honestly. They decided to disengage, which, again, I think people are playing for that prize money right now, and you can't blame them. I mean, if they do make it out of here with all this loot, it looks like that will be $1,600 real-world cash that they can redeem and lock for their squad. But look at Winsanity on that zip line in the background. He's really cooking back there.
Bushka Battalion making their way in the front door there, and they might try to go take out Win there. Should be interesting to see. The thing about this tournament that's a little bit different from a traditional one where it's like points in each match equals points on a leaderboard, they really just need to get loot, get out, and make that money. You know what I'm saying? So doing the whole like taking out another team to just shut their points down probably isn't what should be prioritized in this tournament, honestly. But if you're a savage player and you want to steal somebody's loot, that's obviously the call. You're going to get way richer that way. But the way that the points are going to be tallied, it's more worth it for players to just loot, get out, and lock that money in.
What if you can get a full squad wipe, though? If you get all 4 players eliminated and you get all of their team's loot, I mean, wouldn't that be worth it?
No, it would, but you're just kind of hoping that they have loot. You really don't know at that point. But you're not wrong. It could go either way.
That's a tough one, man. I don't know if I'd even send 4 players together. You know, if I'm a team, I might go a 3v1 and send 3 to the POIs and have 1 just making a lap around the outskirts trying to loot some stuff. I mean, that could be a terrible strategy as well, but it's just one of those things where having all the players in one spot really can kind of boost another team inadvertently if a fight doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
This is interesting. We've got 3 teams right now kind of eyeballing this radiation zone, and I don't know if they're aware of each other right now. Winsanity's definitely aware of the squad in front of them, but this could be an interesting fight where we've got, looks like a 4v3v4.
You might get your wish right here.
Cracks off. Yeah, I want to see the drama, man. Give me the drama.
Yeah, Winsanity definitely knows that there's a team in there. He's got his whole team waiting for somebody to make... It's whoever makes the first move right here, honestly. If I were Win, I would not cross that bridge. And if I was Bella Fox's team, I would not come out that window anymore. Honestly, if I was Bella Fox's team, I would go around the backside, hop up on the roof, and get that high ground on them.
We did just get word from our eye in the sky that that strategy that I just mentioned, I think that's what Bushka's doing. He is not present here with his team. There's just 3 members of his battalion. You can see Rex, Ninja, and Camper over there in the distance. Bushka is nowhere to be found. He is way south out in the wheat field, and that's where Ace Alliance was earlier. So there is the opportunity that he runs into them, and ultimately the plan is foiled. But maybe not. Maybe he's safe. We'll see.
Well, it sounds like Payne is on the trail of Dr. Chemist here. They might get into a little 3v1 action. Being down in that little frozen river is one of the most deadliest places you can be because there's so many angles you have to look out for. It's not the best place to be hanging out.
That's tough once you're down there to get out, though. You never know who's looking for that little head to pop up on one of those ramps.
Yep.
He does indeed pop up and immediately get shot. I feel like it's whack-a-mole right now for some of these other teams, but it looks like the Ace Alliance joining into the fray here from the distance, and we have 4 teams now circled up together inside of Radiation Zone. And it is not going to be easy. But Camper Ninja here is going to try. He's trying to get over to support his teammate. As Payne scans the surroundings here, trying to get a clear shot, unable to find one. And it does look like the third party in effect here. Bella Fox Brawler starting to sneak up from behind.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that having to have ground to cover. The thing about Metro that makes that even more difficult is you're going to have bandits and robot dogs out here shooting you as you're making a rotation too. So you have to decide whether you're going to take them out and not let them eat your health down as you're rotating as well. As you can see the zombie dog there shooting at Dizzle as Dizzle was trying to run away. It's like you got to take them out or let them kind of dwindle down your health as you're making that 9-second rotation to capitalize a knock.
You just saw it right there. That zombie dog took a bite out of his butt as he was setting up a trap. So he was just lurking there behind the ramp. It looked like one of Ace Alliance was about to peek ahead. There you see Gucci on the ramp himself. unable to get the finish on wins. Got the knock, trying to get some nades going on here, but had to turn around and shoot the dog, which gave his position away. Unfortunate. But now this is a bit of almost a stalemate at the moment. No one able to really kind of break out. People are trading knocks, but not able to get the finishes, at least yet.
Yeah, at this point, you have to retreat back to where you know your teammates are, because you can't really make that push, because you don't know how many angles you're going to get shot from out here in the radiation zone.
Ooh, good angles here from
he's trying to find that.
Gucci.
He's trying to find that angle on him.
Yep. Felt like he was awfully close to seeing him, but maybe just didn't. They might have been just under cover. It's hard to tell sometimes with the X-ray vision that we have in the casting booth that they don't necessarily see. It's always like such a close angle, and then ultimately he turns away. And now we take our attention to XYQ player 1 in serious trouble on top here. That nade was good. It connected, but I don't think they knew that. He's really in a bad way right now.
Looks like his team's coming over, rotating to help him out.
Yeah, they're going to get that res off and definitely collect themselves, get back together, and play as a squad. They all got close again. Bella Fox's team trying to close that distance that they just made.
Good little aerial here of what's going on. You can see the mollies coming in. You love the angles that Bella Fox and her squad have at this point. If only they had her in the fight right now, but they are corralling Winsanity and his team all into one kill box here. And ultimately, I don't know if they're going to have the courage here to push it. They don't know how well they have them corralled at this point, so they're treating it very cautiously at the moment, but they've really done a nice job to get them all into one location.
Unfortunately, it looks like Bella Fox's team has used all of their throwables too, so they really can't just burn them alive.
They were able to pick up one, though. They just took down, looks like Pain from Winsanity's Warriors. And with that goes 3 million loot. I don't know if they're going to be able to go loot that body, but Winsanity had a chunk taken out of their total in Pain. So that's a really tough loss for them.
I think as well, he was their best positioned player right there. He was the one guy kind of on the flank.
They got the trade. Mango's about to have a 3v1 fight. Let's see if Mango can win this. Mango's cooking a nade.
On the run right now. 2 of Ace Alliance have been taken down as well, so teams starting to have a few losses. And the interesting thing that I'm seeing at this moment in time is Bushka Battalion has 1 player who has successfully extracted. My guess is that it's Bushka, as he was the one running around. But they've got 1 player off the map, so they're going to be banking something here after this game. We'll see if it's enough to be, worth phoning home about, but, it's not going to be a complete wipe at a minimum. We do have word that it is Bushka, too, who has successfully extracted off the map. He's be celebrating maybe a cup of tea while he waits for everyone else here.
You love to see it. I was just about to mention that it looks like the rest of their team kind of backed off from this fight and didn't really want a piece of it. Oh, that's because they're fighting Ace down in the tunnels.
Momentum starting to build right now for the Bushka Battalion. 1 player out successfully. They're racking up elims right now, leading the lobby with 3 at this moment in time. And Ace Alliance struggling for the 2nd game in a row. They're down to just 1 player remaining at this point.
Looks like we're going to have to put in extra time on the weekends to get Ace's skill up there.
Huh. If anybody can do it, it's you, Dab.
I eat, sleep, and breathe this mode. I brush my teeth with this mode. I cuddle with this mode at night when I go to bed.
Oh my gosh. How long have you been preparing that? That wasn't off the cuff.
That is just off the cuff.
No.
No, but for real, I this mode's my life, so.
That's cool. We take a peek here. Bella Fox going deeper and deeper at the moment. Cloud, Fizz, and Mango all trying to get to that extraction point. We take a peek at the timer. We got 10 minutes remaining in this one. Still 4 teams battling it out on the battlegrounds right now. And quiet so far has been Farouk Force. We haven't heard much from them. We haven't seen them get into much action, but they're sitting on almost 8 million loot right now. You can see them on the outskirts right now, in between basically every other team and perhaps an extraction point here. But Farouk and his squad in a very, very good position.
Yeah, they went out to Radiation, looted up the factory, looted up a couple other places. They walked out of there with over 7 million loot. And looks like they're just looting up a couple of extra things and maybe are going to make their way off to the extraction. As you can see on the map, again, there was Yamna Gaming doing what she did last tournament, going around the very edges of the map and trying to pick off anything she can get her hands on. And at this point, the Ace Alliance needs any dollar they can bank in.
They are, what, 22K away from getting that 8.1 threshold. And remember, we need 8.1 million loot to basically trade in and cash out for 1,600 real-world dollars. It's going to be a big number they're trying to hit. And they're 15K away at this point in time. And they just crossed that 8.1 threshold. So they are good to extract at this point if everything that we're seeing is actually correct. And that will be big for them if they can actually extract successfully.
Oh no. We see when Sandy's team getting completely taken out. They only got 1 member left alive. Looking at XYQ player. Thinking if they're going to take a 1v1 or not.
Yeah, this is a tough one because...
Oh, that's Valak.
Does he try to run away? If there's anybody that you want in a 1v1, it might be this guy. So
yeah.
We'll see if he can actually come out on top here. You know, I got to give a credit to all of the teams so far. When we've seen these players kind of ratting out and camping, they have come through doorways in force, 3 and 4 members at a time, and really haven't give the solo players a chance. So they've done a really good job advancing together. We'll see if they do it again here, and there are the shots. You're going to see the retreat, the push coming in right now. Clips them a little bit, but Bushka Battalion on the run right now. Or I guess that's Insanity Warriors on the run. And that'll be the end of the road for them. So after a first game where they take home over 8 million loot and bank $1,600, well, game number 2 is a different story. They're fully eliminated. And all of that loot that they had, remember, 7+ million loot might have just changed hands. Again, it won't be reflected on the in-game leaderboard right now, but after this game, we now have a bit of uncertainty, I think, on our hands, Landmark.
Yeah, I think so, and it looks like they're the last guys alive in the lobby right now. Farouk Force is out.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Once again, Bushka Battalion, the last to leave, and they're looking good.
I think Ace still has 1 up, actually.
Yeah, you're right. It's Yamna out on the outskirts.
Yeah.
So can't forget about her. She's doing her part, trying to chip away. There she is. We'll take a peek in on Yamna. She's hitting all those houses on the outskirts.
Bushka's getting close to that 8.1 mil. So if they can pick up a little extra cash and then get out, they'll be in a good spot.
Absolutely. Looks like they're about 150K away right now, or less than that at this point. They're racking it up awfully quickly there. One reminder too, Dab. You know, Bushka just picked up a lot of elims. Those are worth 200K a piece.
Oh,
and so while they didn't have a stellar first game performance, they got to be happy with where things are in game 2, and with all of these other squads either extracted or eliminated already, that loot's looking pretty safe as far as them holding on to it.
I'd love to know exactly how much loot Bushka himself got out with, because that was a really good strategy with the 3-in-1, just like you called out.
We'll see if other teams adapt. You know, obviously, they can't do it in real time. We're on a bit of a delay here just for some competitive integrity, but maybe they've got some players that are, you know, watching the stream as they've either extracted or eliminated, and we might see some adjustments here as we go into our third map. And again, Third map will be on a different map once again, which is pretty cool. It won't be zombie mode. We'll be taking a peek at Misty Port next time.
On the Misty Ports, without the zombie mode, you can probably make about half as much as money as you get on this map. Just in the radiation alone, there's a lot of loot. There's about 32 boxes out in the radiation, so if you figure even half of those have a gold bar in it, that's about 7 million, 8 million for at least one team.
Absolutely. About to see the 300-second countdown pop up on our screen. And we are just about to head into the final phase of our second map. And it's really all come down to Bushka Battalion trying to scrounge up 47,000 more loot to get to that 8.1 million threshold. That will get them $1,600 to redeem. But again, remember, they came into this map with a bit banked. I want to say it was like 200K. It wasn't a lot, but it might be enough to get them over. So they actually might be in a decent spot here going into this one. Actually, it might have been $1 million.
It was $1 million.
Like 200K was what remained after Wynn's team banked their 8.1 or whatever it was. So yeah, Bushka Battalion has officially crossed that 8.1 million, and they're still racking in that loot. You can see him picking up even more. So looking really, really strong here.
You know, Wynn's happy he banked that before the start of this match too. You know, he's just like, shoo, at least we banked that 8.5 million we had. Because that would have been devastating to lose all of that right here.
I couldn't imagine being all the way up there and not coming away with it. Like Winsanity and his Warriors were off to a really strong start in this particular match. Remember, they were over 7 million loot early on. They did get the black password, got in, got the loot from that room, shot them up another few million, and then ultimately all just to lose it. Bushka Battalion pushing right through him, and Valak not able to win the 1v3 at the end there to get his team to safety. Had to cower in the basement, too, in one of those buildings. He had nowhere left to go down, and ultimately just laid down and accepted his fate. So got a nice little last few seconds here. 3 minutes to go. Bushka Battalion going to start heading to the exits, it looks like. We've got an extract point about 300 meters away in this one. So we take our attention over to Yamna Gaming. She'll try to get out here on the behalf of Ace Alliance.
1.9 million for her is not that bad for just looting the outsides. That's actually really good. If she wanted to, they could take that into the next match or bank that in for $100 after this.
Absolutely. See the helicopters coming in. Yamna's trying to get a lay of the land. Like, what is going on? Where is that going? And she's going to go over to that extraction point. Now it's just a matter of, you can see stress on Ace's face right now. He's got his hands on his head like, please don't die. Please don't die. Now this is a huge elim potentially, because if a team does take her down, all of the loot from Ace's team would then transfer over to the only team left at this point is Bushka Battalion. So if they were able to actually take her down, that would be huge. But it looks like they are going to pick up an extract here. Just a couple minutes left to get off the map.
Looks like I called it right, too. I said there was going to be multiple teams that were going to make it out with enough to get the top threshold there. You see Bushka Battalion making it out with 8.4, allegedly, according to the endgame, as well as Farouk Force making it out with over 8 million as well. I would be dancing at the extract, too.
That's right. These guys are a thousandaire at this point. They're really packing it in. Camper Ninja will join the party. We'll see if this man can shake it like the rest of them. They are all emoting like crazy as they get ready to extract. Bushka Battalion having the last laugh here on this match. So I gotta give a tip of the cap here to our man Landmark. He called it. Bushka Battalion gonna have the last laugh here. And they will be packing it in, as we do have a successful extract as well from Yamna Gaming. Ace Alliance does make it out with just a bit of loot, but they did not give it away to someone else. Happy to see it. Landmark, give us your reaction here of game number 2.
So it was a little bit slower in the beginning than game 1, but towards the end, a lot of action popped off when the teams started clashing. And, you know, I think we saw a couple teams get out with that top 8.1.
Absolutely. We'll take our attention to the replay. Here's the center of this radiation zone. We saw a bunch of teams congregate here, but really the fighting broke out only between a couple of them here. When Sanity and his warriors got into it, Dr. Chemist starts off the fight here, and unfortunately for Winsanity, that was the beginning of the end. There was that password room fight here, but Dab, we also saw Ace Alliance get chipped away at, and I hate shotguns, which that's not true. He loves shotguns. Let's be real. Ace unable to make it there, and we gotta wonder: are they gonna be able to rebound? Dab, is it too late for Ace Alliance, or do you think they can get back into this thing?
If they want to get any of that prize pool, they have to go all out on the next match, get straight out to radiation, get the best loot in the game, and lock it in for the team.
We'll see if they can do just that. We did promise you guys at the top of the show that we would have some giveaways for some lucky viewers. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Take a peek at your screen, and we're going to have some lucky winners that should be displayed for you. And remember, we're not going to display it. We're going to put them somewhere. Chat, enter your UID in chat. There you go. Enter your PUBG Mobile profile ID in the chat. Right now is the time. We will pick a few lucky winners, and you guys are going to get hooked up with some UC. We're going to have 12 lucky winners before the end of today's show, so now would be the time to put that profile ID in chat. So excited to see who is going to win. And while you guys are putting that in there, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with game number 3. We're going to load that up. We'll have Misty Port action here ready for you shortly. This is the PUBG Mobile Metro Royale Gold Rush Cup. So excited to be here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Oh!
Welcome to Metro Royale Rookie Manual. Today, we'll be introducing Metro Royale systems to help players quickly get started in playing it. Before getting into combat in Metro Royale, you'll need to prepare your equipment and supplies. First, go to the loadout page. Equipment that will be brought into the match is on the left, according to the gameplay, match goals, or map loadout value requirements. You can adjust your equipment and supplies. The MG3, MK14, S12K, and P90 are all excellent weapons in Metro Royale and are great in different ways. Choose according to your match needs to gain an advantage. Also, be sure to tidy up your backpack to better loot the map. Remove any supplies you don't need to make more room for loot. Additionally, if you upgrade your Royale Pass and bring a companion, you will increase your backpack capacity. And don't forget essential consumables such as medkits and ammo. You can rearrange your consumables on the backpack interface, and when finished, you can replenish your consumables with a tap. It's worth mentioning that the backpack contains a lockbox, and any items placed inside it will be kept even if eliminated. You can consider your match needs and store valuable items inside. However, the lockbox isn't very big, so it's recommended to transfer supplies to your inventory after each match. Be aware that inventory capacity is limited. Increase Ian's favorability to increase your inventory capacity. We recommend selling unnecessary items and sellable items. Besides managing the inventory, Ian also plays a role as a black market merchant. Items he sells in the black market range from damaged to exquisite quality. So, after a battle, if you wish to make adjustments to increase your combat effectiveness, you can sell unneeded equipment or sellable items at the black market in exchange for Metro Cash. You can use Metro Cash to purchase better equipment and supplies to quickly improve your effectiveness in matches. Additionally, there are mysterious shops in the black market that have daily discounts on some items. If they don't have the items you want, you can refresh the shop items for a chance at special faction equipment becoming available. It's worth noting that increasing Ian's favorability also increases the number of free refreshes, reducing the overall cost of refreshing. If you don't have much Metro cash in the early stages and can't purchase black market items, you can take your locked crate to the workstation. You can dismantle the locked crate at the workstation, but you must wait 20 hours. Open it to get tons of Metro cash, and also a chance at getting fabled equipment, items for redeeming collectibles, and more. This is one of the main ways to obtain funds in the early stages. If the 20-hour dismantling period is too long of a wait, you can use a speed boost voucher to reduce the time. Each speed boost voucher reduces the dismantling time by 5 hours. You can buy speed boost vouchers at the black market with a limit of 3 per day. If you've purchased the Royale Pass, you can claim an additional one for free. You can also purchase locked crates at the black market with a limit of 1 per day. You can also get one by spending 30 minutes in matches daily, then going to the event page to claim it. That's it for this overview of the Metro Royale systems. Player EXP can now also be earned by playing Metro Royale. Start exploring Metro Royale today.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Metro Royale Gold Rush Cup. The action has been hot and heavy so far. We got 5 teams participating for all the dollars here tonight. I am so excited to see who ultimately walks away with the lion's share of that $10,000. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to follow PUBG Mobile on social media just yet, please do so at PUBG Mobile on all social platforms. And if you haven't joined us on the Battlegrounds this evening, definitely download the game for free. Link is in the description of the stream. For that, you can download it at the App Store and play PUBG Mobile for free, especially this Metro Royale mode. I'm very excited to get back to the action, but before we do, let's welcome back in our casters and we take a peek at our leaderboard here for 2 games of play. Again, lots of stuff happened in game number 2. We saw some teams come in with some loot. We saw some teams take away big loot, and we will take a peek here at exactly how all that shook out. And Landmark, what's the reaction, my guy? Bushka Battalion, this is your pick. They are crushing it here. Well, he is saying that they had a lot of progress that last map, and 10.9 million is the current loot attained. And again, we'll have to see what they redeem. It would shock me if both Bushka and Farouk did not redeem and pick up $1,600 here, Dab. But the real question is, what is Bella Fox Brawlers going to do here? They're sitting on 5.5 million. And again, that is just over the threshold for $800. They could bank $800, but do you think they'll risk it and take it forward to the next map?
If I know Bella, I know that she's gonna risk it, because if they just get a couple more million, they can absolutely double the amount that they can claim. So I think they're gonna hold on to it and try to come back stronger on the next match.
Well, we'll see if that is the case. Again, we've been loading up our next lobby, and we'll be playing Misty Port next. Dab, would love for you to walk us through Misty Port, what that means, how similar it is to map number 1, and what we can expect to see here on our 3rd map.
So the difference between Misty Port and the Misty Port that has all the zombies is the loot out in Radiation is way more enhanced. You're going to be finding gold bars, gold piles, and stuff out there. The Black Door also has way better loot. You're not going to have to worry about any zombies giving away your location and overall just kind of depleting your resources. So I think we're going to see a lot more players probably just looting up and getting out versus having to take on the zombies.
I like what I'm hearing here. Landmark, I got to ask you, though. We saw a couple of teams try a slightly different strategy. Bushka and his battalion among them, along with Ace Alliance. We saw Bushka out on the outskirts, kind of looting up in the farm. We saw Yamna going around the houses in the outskirts. Is this a strategy that you think other teams may adopt here moving into Game 3? Because as we saw, those were the only 2 teams to actually get out and take some loot with them. Or I guess 2 of the 3. But again, is this a strategy you think is viable for the bulk of teams here?
You know, I think for some it might work, but if you're falling behind a little bit right now, you kind of got to step on the gas and be a little bit aggressive. I think if you want to get into that mix on the scoring.
Absolutely. So Winsanity able to bank $1,600 from game number 1. We see Farouk as well as Bushka and their squads in a position to do the same after game number 2. But I got to turn my attention to game number 3, Dab. Is there another squad that has the potential to actually achieve 8 million loot here in the Misty Port map? Is this as feasible, I suppose, as the Arctic base to pick up a lot of loot? Or is this something where they might be, you know, putting 2 games together in order to get to that threshold once again?
I think Bella Fox and Ace Alliance definitely have a good head start coming up in the next one. We'll see what gets banked by the other teams that have over the threshold, the 8.1 million. But with Bella Fox sitting at 5.5 million, if she doesn't cash it in right now, she can definitely easily get over the 8.1 million threshold on the next match. And with Ace's team, you know, having the 1.4 million, it's not crazy head start, but it's definitely a nice little cushion to get you closer to that 8.1 million threshold. And I don't see why any team would cash in before that.
We'll definitely keep an eye on that, but we are loading up for our next map. Before we go in, though, let's check the status of each team and where they're currently sitting. We see the loot that is at risk right now. It's a bit, right, across the board, but the news is we have a redemption. Bella Fox has banked their loot. 5.4 million will be exchanged for that $800 in prize value, so Bella Fox opting to play it safe here, as well as the Bushka Battalion, Farouk Force also banking their cash from that last game. So really like that bunch of teams here are walking away with some money, but ultimately now the target's got to be on Bushka. It's got to be on Ace Alliance here as we hop into our 3rd game. Action is live, and Dab, walk us through what we're seeing on that mini-map there.
It looks like Farouk's team got the spawn all the way over in the east. They're going to have a fight with Ace's team here soon. It looks like they sent one back to take a 1v4.
It's Yamna. She's not trying to fight, though. She's trying to hang out by herself, and unfortunately, she is in a 1v4 situation. Hopefully, she's able to hide. You can see she's above ground, and it looks like Farouk has gone down in the tunnels, so she might get lucky here. She definitely hears him and is backing away, but that was a close call for Farouk Force.
Yeah, and they definitely need to. Yamna and Ace definitely need to clutch in right here and get some money under their belt.
Got 3 teams over on the left side of the map here, out in the west landmark. What do you think? What do you think's going through their minds? Are they going to try to take an early fight and wipe another team? Or are they going to try to get to that center and get some loot?
I would probably be going to the center, get some positioning. But, you know, if you have the opportunity and you catch someone out in the open, you might want to take that fight and get that cash for the elims.
Absolutely. A fair bit of cash brought into this match. Despite teams banking it, they had an excess of cash after last map. So, you know, a couple million for some teams here, 1 million for others. So, a nice little team wipe here would be really, really advantageous for anyone that's able to full clear another team. Because remember, Dab, if they are wiping another team, they will immediately absorb all of the loot value that was present for their team, even if they choose not to loot their bodies. So taking those fights could be really, really advantageous. Might be an incentive to hunt them down.
Yeah, at this point in the tournament, you definitely need to just take all the fights that you can, get all the PvP that you can, and lock in as much money as possible. I think we'll...
Cloud. Go ahead, Dab.
Oh, I was going to say, I think we'll see that, especially in the next map after this, because it's more of a smaller map, and the radiation only has 1 entrance on the next map, so I think we'll see a lot of fighting going on this map, but we will definitely see some sweaty fights on the next one.
There's the peek at the map. It is the case where Yamna is in the far, far south. She has separated from the team, managed to avoid Farouk and his squad, but now you can see Farouk is headed directly towards the Ace Alliance, and that means they're going to have a 4-on-3 advantage here. We'll see if they're able to actually hold them off. I don't know.
Looks like Wynn's trying to set up a position for an ambush.
Love it when you crouch down behind a board and you've got this great position, and then you zoom in and you're like, oh, I can't see anything.
Some of those positions in the dark corners of the tunnel are the best ones to take, though, even if you got to get around a pesky board to take the fight. The tunnels in Metro Royale are full of great places to set up ambushes, so maybe they go and let a whole team do all the looting for them, and they just wait for the ambush as they leave. Looks like Farouk's team is about to step out into the radiation zone. They did a great job last match.
Theirs.
That's going to be Ace's team. The Ace Alliance shooting at the Mutant Dogs.
Ace Alliance has a lot of loot already. 3 million loot on their person. So they've done a great job getting out to an early, quick start. But they definitely have announced their presence here. And I am not sure if Farouk's team is aware. They definitely saw, they definitely heard Yamna on the outset. So I don't know if they're aware that they split. Maybe. We'll see. But it is a 4v3 at this moment. And Ace Lawrence is going to have to put up a heck of a fight if they want to make it out of this one.
I think Ace did hear him when he walked up to the edge of the lab there. I think he did hear the footsteps. Yeah, Farouk's team last match, they got out to radiation, handled business, and got out and locked in some loot. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do on this one. They kind of have to go through a team to get to the rest of the loot now.
Yeah, they do. Got Ace trying to get some loot here inside. We'll see if he gets lucky. We've seen a couple gold bars pop for people when we're spotlighting them.
When Sanity's team pushing out now.
Uh-oh. And now we have a 2-player force for Ace Alliance, and they just lost quite a bit of loot. About 1.5 million loot value just disappeared from their total. And when Sanity Warriors are on the push, you know they've got to be feeling the burn from last game, being eliminated early. They are looking for revenge, Landmark.
And they are finding it right now.
Yeah. That's very unfortunate for Ace's team because they did just get pinched in between 2 really strong teams.
There's a quick reaction there from Payne to dodge that Molotov that blew up at his feet, somehow able to avoid the flames, but when Sanity still on the aggressive right now, they're trying to sniff out that last member of the Ace Alliance that's in there. But again, this is why Yamna had broke off early, just in the case that they got caught up into a fight that they could not win. It does shorthand them a bit, so, you know, who knows what would have happened with a full force here, but it likely ends in the exact same way, and they hedged their bets a little bit and sent her out for the loot. Turns out, in this case, to be a good decision.
Yeah, it looks like she might be the real MVP again.
Nice nade there from Farouk, but his time is starting to dwindle here. It's just him and Joe up on top. Got Buzz as well supporting the team, and Shifan also. So all 4 players from Farouk 4 starting to congregate on the roof here. They've got Payne kind of caught out here, but will they dare peek it? It looks like the Bella Fox Brawlers off in the distance as well. Could join for another third party. Things are getting a bit testy here in the radiation zone early.
Yeah, if Bella Fox Brawlers get out here soon enough, they might be able to get the revenge on the third party from the first match that Winsanity gave to them.
Look at the concentration of those boys down there. They're really dialed in right now.
They are completely locked right now.
I don't think they've blinked in the last 5 minutes. I like how Shifan's on the phone there as well. He's a pro player, trying to adapt to Metro a little bit here. We'll see if he's able to do so. Again, high ground secured by Farouk Force, but it's stopping them from getting any looting done right now. So they really need to either get on with it here and make sure they win this fight, or perhaps pull out. But when Sanity and the team downstairs able to move around and maneuver, I mean, Shifan's looking through the skylight, which has proven to be a great angle in the past, but that is not an easy shot to hit right there.
Yeah, that rooftop position on top of the lab is definitely the strongest place that you can be out here in this radiation zone, although it does have some of its drawbacks. If there's people below you, it's really hard to fight them, and it kind of becomes a stalemate, but there's also some angles that you can take on the edge of this radiation zone. There's a few houses you can get on top of that if you're not paying attention, you can easily beam over to the top of the lab right now. And those pesky skylights are just so dangerous.
They did make use of that skylight. Angles were found, and Winsanity's Warriors will lose a member. Got 3 still up, though, and it's now a 3v4, but, you know, good news for Farouk Force. They're starting to chip away a little bit. Remember, 200,000 loot value is awarded for every elimination of opposing players, so that will be another 200K going to Farouk's total. And if they wipe the whole team, the entire loot value of the team eliminated will transfer to their assailants, and that's what Winsanity is desperately trying to prevent right now. Curious to see if there are any third parties developing as these two teams circle each other over and over. They still have Ace Alliance out there on the flank, but I don't know if they're going to be aggressive at all, given that they have just one player remaining.
It does seem like Bella Fox's team kind of backed off. They were about to make their way in.
Absolutely. Also curious what Bushka Battalion is doing. Remember, they were the team that rocketed up the leaderboard, banked $1,600 after our game 2. And we take a peek at the minimap here and see them way down south by Hoverport, going to Power Plant perhaps. Really nice work from them to get out to about 3 million loot value so far. And they're not risking anything. All the other squads are essentially right next to each other here in the radiation zone. Bushka and his battalion have a run of the entire rest of the map. Interesting strategy. Again, got to throw it to you, Landmark. Got to be pretty happy with your pick so far. Bushka Battalion, they have delivered the goods so far.
Yeah, they are stacking the cash right now while these other teams are kind of in a stalemate, honestly.
Who's going to move first here? I mean, who makes it out of this one? Quick little side bet. Is it going to be Farouk Force, or is it going to be Team Winsanity here that walks away from this fight intact?
I think Farouk, they have the better positioning for sure. So it's kind of the initiative on movement is kind of going to be on Winsanity because they have that low ground.
I think it's a good call and interesting third-party variable being introduced. Now, we thought Bella Fox and her Brawlers were backing off, but that turns out to not be the case. We see Farouk is dropped and now has an angle, but he's got to watch his 6 as the Bella Fox Brawlers are closing in quickly. I'm just waiting for those purple dots on the minimap to show up. I don't know if they will just yet, but you can also see Yamna laying down prone in the distance as well, Dab. Ace Alliance in a bit of trouble here as well if she's spotted out.
This is a rough stalemate here. Winsanity's definitely got to make the push. Oh, Exotic knocked from the skylight, probably, it looks like. They did trade, though. Joe's also knocked. Payne also knocked. It's all up to Win. What does he do here?
He's going to try to get this pickup here, I think. Try to get a teammate back in the fight. Farouk is going to be pushing him, and this is going to end up being a content creator 1v1. But I don't know if Farouk's going to make the push. I think he's waiting for his teammate, but that does allow Win to get the revive off. And now the pinch coming in. Farouk gets the knock. And the finish coming in from the teammate on the other side. Farouk does trade, but it won't matter as Winsanity Warriors are wiped. And just like that, another landmark prediction coming in truthfully. Farouk Force will take the cake in this one, but Bella Fox Brawlers are nearby, and it looks like they're closing rapidly on the position.
This would be the moment to do it, too.
Yeah, Farouk waited perfectly for Buzz to be on the other side to catch that pinch, and just executed perfectly.
You can see him on the mini-map there. The purple team had rolled up. It is the Bella Fox Brawlers. They will be challenging. And they are just about to breach and make their way in as a team right now. And they're trying to catch these guys while they're a bit weakened. But the more time that passes, the more time that they have to get patched up. And Farouk, it looks like, is aware of their presence. They'll be ready for this fight.
Yeah, it's funny too, as you mentioned a minute ago, you know, Gucci being the only one left on the Ace Alliance, just sitting behind the dinosaur, just waiting out there, probably going to be the last person to 1v4.
How is Gucci still alive and Yamna not? I must have missed something there. I thought they got wiped and then, I don't know. But it is Gucci alive for the Ace Alliance. He's been chilling there that entire time then. Because I was wondering, why did Yamna come all the way up here where all this fighting is when she's on her own solo? She must have gotten taken down off camera somewhere. And there is the opening knock. Good duck down from Buzz.
No!
And he gets 2. Oh, man. Great plays there.
What a play.
The PvE not doing him any favors. That mutant dog just swiped him down.
Cloud trying to get a full med kit off right now. Will he have time? He cancels and oh, he had time. That is a tough break. He's going to go after it again. He did have time to get that one off and get back to full health. But it looks like he's going to get caught from the other angle and have to cancel again. Tough breaks for him. And there's the wipe. Just like that, Bella Fox Brawlers will be taken down, and no way did that just happen.
Yes, you just saw that.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody always underestimates the mutant dogs out here, and they end up having the last laugh. Now Gucci doesn't even know what he's there for. Gucci don't even know.
After all of that, we had 4 squads in the radiation area. All of them at full strength except for Ace Alliance, with Gucci just laying down camping. And Gucci's the one that makes it out after all of it. When Sanity Warriors taken down first, we saw Farouk Force win that fight. Then they come back and clutch a fight against the Bella Fox Brawlers. And then a mutant dog with one fell swoop takes down Farouk and ends his life. They are wiped off the map as well. They'll lose all of that loot, and it's up. Man, what if Bushka is watching the kill feed and they go back and pick it up? Or what if Gucci goes in? I mean, this could be interesting. Here's the replay. So we see Farouk come in, gets the wipe. He's like, all right, I'm going to loot, but whap!
Bro, that's the replay of the night right there. That's the replay of the night for sure.
His reaction, too, was it was stunned. He was sitting there like, did that just happen to me? I don't know. Landmark, what do you make of that?
That is a tragic ending. I mean, they played that fight really, really well, but, you know, you ignore that AI and it's going to come back and get you.
Oh, man, that was brutal. I mean, 2 full squads back to back. They come out on top. Their skill is displayed, and then just like that, one-shotted by the enemy AI, and that's a brutal end.
Look at
for
Gucci.
Farouk Force. Oh no, this is not Gucci. A lot of loot back there, but if we've learned anything, this is not where you want to be holed up against one of those mutant dogs. Man, that's brutal.
Yeah, the best strategy for those dogs is to get on top of one of these stacks of boxes and just let them just take them all out at once in a big pile. Oh,
whoa! It's getting close right there.
Oh, he's like, yo, screw this. I'm out of here. He is hanging by a thread right now. He needs to heal desperately. Turn around. Oh, no, this is scary.
They can't get over the lip of the roof right there. He's safe. That's
okay,
a safe
thank
spot.
God.
Looks like he's going to drop some of his low-tier loot so he can go pick up all that good stuff.
Yeah, I think he was there just long enough to see all of the loot that was on those boxes. And now that he's full health, he's taken down 1 or 2 of them dogs. Couple more are low HP, and he's got an opportunity to get some elims here. Man, that was very, very close to being comical. All of the teams being wiped by the AI. And Bushka Battalion, though, once again, in a great position. They've banked nearly 5 million loot at this point, and they've got an elim to go along with it. So they're in a really good position here.
Yeah, Gucci can't mess around too much because his vest health looks like it's almost completely depleted. If you look down at the icon for the level 6 vest, it's all red. So I mean, he can only take about 1 or 2 swipes from a frog dog. Oh, that would have costed him his life right there.
Look at Ace and Yamna. Their reactions. Oh, it's priceless. They're hanging on every thread right now. Gucci is staying alive, but oh no. This is like a horror movie. He has finally made his way back to the loot, and it is time for Ace Alliance to cash in. This is the mother load.
He's got to be feeling good after that.
Oh man. Yeah, this is definitely making a difference.
You love to see the smile on Ace's and Yamna's face right now.
Definitely clutch to make it past there, but man, what a scare, I think, from a number of different teams. Gucci, just the latest to be going through it, but he pockets easily over 1 million loot just from that little pile that was there. So that was massive. I cannot believe that he was able to outlast all of those squads by hiding out and then just going to the loot crates literally after everyone else died, and he's still not done. He's picking up GPUs, he's picking up schematics, like there's all kinds of stuff that he's finding. Look at this, blueprints, gold bars, he is crushing it right now.
The black door is huge. By my calculations, he should have about 4.1 million worth of loot on him right now. He just has to not lose it to a dog. Ace is freaking out.
Ace is freaking out. Oh, I'm actually getting a kick out of watching their cams. This is funny. What do you think they're so concerned about right now, Death?
Gucci having all that loot, all that potential money for them, and then getting one-shotted by a dog?
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, he's getting chunked every time they hit him.
Yeah, he's trying to make room in that bag and maybe go back for some more here. I mean, they have really cashed in. He's sitting on 5.3 million if you see the Metro Cash icon down on the bottom. So still without a single elim, and they're the only team in the lobby that hasn't gotten an elim, and they're still doing all right.
It paid off, you know. He held back and let everyone else take each other out.
Absolutely. Dr. Kimmis and Bushka's battalion here, starting to work his way up the map. Now, I'm scared for Gucci at this point, because if they're headed that way, there could be a 4v1 encounter here. There's only 2 squads left on the map at this point, but Gucci's got to be thinking about maybe getting out of here. I mean, there's still 8 minutes left, but the more these teams start to come together, I don't know if he has any awareness of who's still out there, as it does not tell you when a team extracts. This could be a challenge for them.
You know, sometimes you see all that juicy loot and you kind of get lost and you don't really realize what's going on around you.
Yep, and you can see, I mean, look at this, 2-2 split. They are closing quickly on his position. He's about to hit one of these tunnels. Oh, I am scared for Gucci right now. This is a problem.
He can't really risk it too. He's only 1 or 2 bullets away from death, with basically wearing no armor, with it being completely redded out like that. So it looks like, I mean, he's leaving right as they're coming in, so maybe he'll hit him with the roundabout and just get out of there.
Ooh. He's going to be making some noise, though. They're going to hear him coming, and he is chunked down. He needs to heal, too.
Oh, it looks like they went with a 2v2 split so that he can't run away without taking a fight.
They have him trapped. This is going to be interesting. It's Bushka and Dr. Kimmis. I mean, he has a chance to win this fight, but he's got to get the jump on him. And he does. Gets a knock. It's a 1v1, Bushka versus Gucci. This is so huge. Oh, wow. Look at Ace. Look at Yamna. They're freaking out.
Oh man, this is tense.
Oh, get a grenade down there, my man. Oh, he doesn't have it. He's out of utility. He dropped it all. Connects. And does he get the wipe? Oh, it's so close. Bushka hanging on by a thread. Gets the heal off, and he has lost his teammate. But will his teammates get there in time to support him? He's going to try to run away.
He's got to secure that loot.
He's retreating, but the challenge is Ace Alliance has to go through him still. Like, he's got to make his way down that tunnel. But now he's going back up to the opposing team, and he's wiped.
Dizzle!
The 2-2 split works. Not often that we say that, but check out Ace Lawrence and Yamna's reaction. Ace is feeling the pain. It was the wrong call, and look at the loot transfer that is going to be happening now from Bushka Battalion. Not only are they taking all of that loot, but they've got 3 players there to carry it all as they skyrocket again up to 8 million loot. They're going to be primed here to take another 1,600 and put it in the bank. Bushka Battalion having a day.
I think Lambark blessed him.
He didn't want to cast or curse him, and boy, oh boy, he did not.
I did the opposite.
No, they are blessed right now. I was really hopeful that he was going to continue down that corridor, but he chose to retreat. He didn't know, but I mean, that 2-2 split ended up working out really well. I'm curious to know if that was like, hey, we know there's just 1 or 2 guys down here, but it worked out for him. They pick up the squad wipe, and Bushka Battalion, the only team left on the map, and they are sitting at 9 million loot value so far. They are crushing it.
I think they had to have known, because once they hit that first engagement, their teammates immediately rotated on them.
Yeah, they really did. Smart plays. Gotta tip your cap to them. That was really heads up from them.
What does that guy like to say? Special plays for special players. That is going to be at least $1,600 in their pocket coming out of here right now. They've got 8.9 on the board, probably somewhere roughly around there averagely.
Solid amount of money for sure, and they should have plenty of extra to take into the next round as well, because remember, they came into this one with a nice banked amount of loot. I want to say they had another million or so that they came into the event with here for the 3rd map, and so whatever excess they have, they're going to be able to bank that top value, pick up $1,600, and again, still have a good start for our 4th map. Teams are crushing it right now when it comes to the loot. The sad part, though, is when you look at the rest of the leaderboard, when Sanity Warriors, Bella Fox Brawlers, Farouk Force, and Ace Alliance, just a bunch of tombstones down there, man. $0 across all 4 of them, while Bushka Battalion lasts their way to the bank.
You know, Dizzle's feeling really good about himself right now. Bringing it together for the team right there.
That green smoke is a welcome sight. 170 seconds left to extract here, and the team is just about to make it out. Minus 1 fallen member. That is okay. I'm sure he will be forgiven. And it is Dr. Chemist that wasn't able to make it out with him, but that is okay. Bushka Battalion dances their way to extraction, and that will wrap up our 3rd game of the night. Very impressive stuff from the Bushka Battalion, but man, what a game that was. For me, that was so many unexpected near misses, close calls, come from behind victories. Notable for me was obviously Gucci. He was the story of the map for sure. Gucci early on in this one just lays down during the fight, and it ultimately ended up paying dividends for them, only for them to just pay it forward to Bushka Battalion later on. Landmark, give me your reaction here to game number 3.
You know, I was really impressed with how that big fight went down, and Farouk's team, they played it super well. Unfortunately, they got last second nabbed by the AI, but they had a really good fight in there, and it just unfortunately didn't work out for them.
Now, Dab, how many times have you seen in your Metro career a squad be wiped just like that, where it's just like this one swipe from one of the mutant dogs coming in? Tough breaks for sure, but is this something that you see often?
Oh yeah, Every single day. It's more times than I can count on my hands and feet for sure. In a single day. Like, it does happen quite often. They're really strong.
Amazing. Well, I shudder to think of you counting on your feet, but let's take a peek at the action from game number 3. Again, Misty Port, always full of some fun. So we take a peek at Bushka early on in this one, getting the action going on. And again, Ace Lawrence here and the Ace Alliance, they went 3 players up north, and 2 of them get wiped, and ultimately Gucci able to survive here, which is great. But then the big fight breaks out here between Farouk Force with the high ground, and Landmark, you called this successfully with Farouk winning this fight, but ultimately, what was your reaction here to this one?
You know, it played out kind of the way we thought. They had the high ground, they utilized it well, and you know, when that other third party from Bellafox team came in, they were on the money, they were ready for it. So well played to them.
Another angle here of that fight. And not only did Farouk get wiped there, Dab, but he had a teammate still alive that could have been revived had he chosen to just not loot right away. But he saw them sparkly gold bars, he saw that shiny loot, and he wanted to have it now.
I think going for the loot or going for the res, he would have gotten taken out by the mutant dog anyways. But yeah.
Yeah, the correct move there, I think, was just to run far and fast. Unfortunately for him, he didn't, and the rest is history. Farouk wiped there at Farouk Force. What seemingly was a very big surge in Game 3 for them ends in failure. It ends in $0, 0 loot, and that is going to pain them. We'll see if it pains them overall on the leaderboard here in just a moment. But man, you got to tip your cap to Bushka Battalion because they came out once again. They banked a bunch of loot. They came in with a stockpile to risk moving forward. They finished with 9 million in this round, so Bushka Battalion crushing it by all accounts. Landmark, your pick is looking really strong. Do you think they have what it takes to put it over to the finish line and win this event?
I think so. You know, they got two rounds in the bag right now, and they've got to be feeling good, really confident. Let's see if they can keep that momentum up.
Absolutely. We'll check in on the leaderboards right now and see how things have shaped up. We'll see who obviously is going to be on top. And it's going to be the Bushka Battalion with 14 million loot. Depp, this is huge because they can bank quite a bit of it and put more in that redemption column, another 1,600 or so. But for me, what's interesting is they're still going to have 6 million loot left over that they could take forward to the next game.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if they cash it all in or if they cash enough in just to make it to where they can easily get the next 8.1 million in the next game too.
Absolutely. 11 million brought into brought out from the match. It's going to go to a massive total there. Bushka Battalion will, have a discussion internally. They'll figure out if they want to bank it. My sources tell me they probably will, and they'll be taking that forward to game number 4. But as we kind of forecast our next map and how all of that is going to go down, let's have you kind of give us a lay of the land, Dab. We've got Old Blockade coming up next. Tell us what's special about this map and how teams might be approaching it slightly differently.
So the difference between Old Blockade Zone and all of these other maps, every single one of them had multiple ways to get out to the radiation zone. Whereas this one, everybody has to go through this little center area that you can't avoid. There's no way, and it's all about basically a massive fight that's going to happen there. I'm predicting that right now. And then once they get out to radiation, there's a huge house that's at the top of the radiation zone where if multiple teams do end up making it out there, it all comes down to which team is holding that upper roof on the top of the hill. And we're going to see some sweaty fights out in radiation for sure if we can get multiple teams out there. But again, it's all comes down to basically who gets to that center tunnel room first.
I'm liking the sound of that. I'm always a game for a big fight, and so it sounds like we may have one here on the Old Blockade Zone. I got to ask you, Landmark, obviously Bushka and his battalion positioned pretty well right now, banking a bunch of money. These guys are multi-thousandaires at this point, really sitting pretty. But as we look forward to game number 4, what do some of these other squads got to do to get back into this thing? I mean, we've seen big loot values go out of one game at a time here from other squads. What do they got to do to get back into this race?
Right. Well, if they're aware that, some of these other players are coming in with big loot value into this next match, they might want to be putting a target on their back and trying to take them out.
Absolutely. Well, excited to see what is going to happen here. We are getting queued up for our next map. Dab, again, we saw some backpacks on the ground, some level 6s as part of all of that mess. Talk us through a little bit of the loot and what you can actually hold. Is there a maximum value that you can actually have kind of on your person as far as like the weight of items that you can carry? What does that normally look like for like a single person? Like what could you theoretically make it out the map with?
So if you're wearing a level 6 backpack and you have all of your talent set up correctly, you can be bringing over 1,000 weight worth of items. And so basically a gold bar is 10 weight. So if you have over 1,000, I mean, you can honestly put about $5 or $6 million worth of low tier, like low weight items in there. Each one of those level 6 pieces of gear, they only go for roughly 100,000 Metro cash, but they do take up a fair bit of space with each level 6 vest taking up over 100 weight. So you can have about 1,000. So you could come out with either 6 vests or 20 gold bars. It all just depends on how you pack it in there. It's all comes down to weight management, really.
Absolutely. It's like a puzzle, right? You got a little game going on in the backpack, trying to make it all fit. Makes total sense. But as we take a peek here to game number 4, we saw strategies kind of make their way back for game 3, and I felt like they backfired a little bit. We saw Yamna break off from her team, the Ace Alliance. We saw 3 members of their squad go north. They got caught in a fight there, and that one is kind of tough, right? But we saw Yamna off on her own and get eliminated. As we take a peek at our next map, Old Blockade, got to come to you, Landmark, and ask, do you think teams are going to employ the same strategy, or do you think they're going to adapt and try something different?
I think if for the teams where it didn't quite work out, you gotta adapt a little bit. But you know, for a team like Bushka, they've been doing it well, so why change?
Absolutely. We take a peek here at our maps. We just saw the Old Blockade zone. Again, this is going to be a good one. Big fights in the middle always, so we love to see that. And taking a peek at our mode, we've seen the Zombie Uprising tonight. We've seen Misty Port. We've also seen the Arctic base. Again, lots of loot to be had on all of these. And obviously, guys, if you are not currently playing PUBG Mobile and Metro Royale's game mode, you need to be. So make sure you check out the link in the description and download the game. Join us out here on the Battlegrounds for some PUBG Mobile action. It's one of the best extraction shooters on the market for mobile gaming. And obviously, if you're not following PUBG Mobile as well on social media, please do so. It's PUBG Mobile everywhere on social media. You get information on all the latest news and updates for the game, as well as for events just like this one. You guys can get involved, you know, heck, participate. Two players on every single team made it in through a community qualifier. So it's all the more reason to be following PUBG Mobile on social media. You never know when you're going to have a chance to win hundreds or even thousands of dollars playing video games for all intensive purposes. So I'm excited again for game number 4. We'll take a peek in at the cash situation here shortly, as teams have got to make that tough decision on, do I bank it, do I risk it? Obviously the case for Bushka, pretty easy, gonna bank it. But for some of these other teams, it might be a little bit harder of a decision. But I think first, Dab, these teams have got to make it off the map first, right? We saw 4 teams get wiped last game, and the successful step to, winning loot is, staying alive. And so what do the teams got to do to kind of change up their fortune here for game 4?
I think in game 4, they need to take the fights a little bit slower. On Arctic base, we're not going to have a whole lot of that high ground versus low ground stuff that we have seen in previous matches here. It's all gonna come down to basically who dominates the tunnel. It's going to come down to who dominates the tunnel on this next map.
Absolutely. We are, I believe, Old Blockade zone for the next map. So we are going to see that fight at the beginning. Dab thinks we should take it a bit slower. I gotta throw you a softball here, Landmark. Prediction time. Who's taking it here for our 4th map?
Bushka again. Let's get it.
You love to hear it. So sticking with the front runner, Bushka Battalion. Dab, I'll come to you for a prediction here for game number 4. Who is going to have the upper hand walking out of this map?
I'm going to keep my money on Ace if I was a betting man.
Well, Gucci didn't prove you wrong last time, so you love to see the Ace Alliance there try to, move their way towards the top. And for me, I am going to go with, oh man, I kind of picked Bella Fox early, but we've seen a couple of fights just not quite go their way. So I'm going to switch up my pick this time. I'm going to switch it up, and we're going to go with Winsanity and his Warriors this time out. I think that they've been pretty solid, and they just lost a few gunfights. So maybe this time they have better position. They're not, down in the basement getting shot through skylights. And, Winsanity Warriors, I think, will come away with the dub here as they did in Game 1. Look for them to do it again in Game number 4. But the cash status for our 4th map is ready. Let's see what teams are doing as they walk into map 4. Ace Alliance, nothing doing there. Same with Bella Fox Brawler. Same with Faru Force. Same with Winsanity Warriors. Again, all of them wiped. But Bushka Battalion, holy cow, they have redeemed 8.1 million. That's going to get them $1,600 back in their bank. But they still have 6.1 million loot taking into this game. So they are almost all the way to another $1,600. That would put them at, what, $4,800 for the day? I mean, that's not a bad day, Landmark, of playing video games.
No, it is not.
Absolutely. Well, Dab, we are just about ready to go. Any final words of wisdom here for you, being the Metro Royale expert that you are? What do these teams got to do here in this 4th game?
Take that tunnel fight easy. Maybe try to be the last team to get there and just fight the people that have already used all of their consumables, used all of their ammo. Maybe not try to be the first team there, but try to be the last team there. That's probably the 2 most advantaged places you can be. It's either try to be the first people there or try to be the last people there.
Absolutely. You don't want to be the team in the middle that gets pinched. We've seen that a couple of different times tonight. We saw it last time, I guess, with Winsanity there, getting pinched by Farouk and Bella Fox's squad. And then ultimately, you can get pinched by the AI as well. You got to watch out for those big swipes from the old mutant dogs. I guess if you had to put any sort of odds on players dying to AI this game. We saw it last game. We saw it nearly a couple of times last game. What are our odds here on players dying to AI? Landmark, I'll come to you.
If they're hitting like those mutant dogs were, I think there's a good chance. If these fights go down and there's one guy down on low HP, they might get cleaned up again.
I want to go 70-30 odds on somebody dying to AI. I hope it happens. We are ready for 4th. And I don't know if it's our final game. We got to expend that prize pool, but we are getting into the thick of it. The latter rounds for sure. But it is time for the Metro Royale Gold Rush Cup Game 4 here on the next map. And it looks like all the teams, Dab, are literally right on top of each other. What is this madness?
Oh, this map is just absolutely insane, to be honest. You've got 3 teams in the north and 2 teams in the south that most likely spawn. So we might see the teams in the north having a fight right here when they get to the bridge. But we'll see, who's the first one there, who's the last one there. Maybe they're going to stop here and loot up the car lot, or...
Absolutely. It looks like got some fighting going on early here with the bandits. And Dr. Kimmis giving a little chuckle here to the team. They're riding a high right now. Bushka Battalion again. Remember, these are the guys that come in with 6.1 million loot already in the bag. So obviously that's not reflected in their total. But remember, big bullseye on Bushka Battalion. They're the only team that has anything to risk in this game. But again, they don't have much to gain here. I mean, for them, what a little quick hit, outskirts, extract, strategy in play here, Dab, for them. Maybe find a couple million loot and just get the heck out.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the strat for them. I mean, they only have to get 2 million or so loot, and they can cash in another $1,600. They really don't have to sweat it out and still come out really good on this match. The rest of the teams, they have a long road ahead of them if they're going to try to get even just a couple $100s out of this. The old Blockade zone doesn't have like the most dense amount of loot when it goes out to the radiation. There's only like 14 boxes. And out of those 14 boxes, it's not going to be gold bars and stuff like that left and right like the other maps have been. I mean, you'll still get your fair share of gold bars and stuff, but it's just nothing as crazy as the other maps. They're not being so many loot crates, and the loot crates being a little lower tier.
Makes a lot of sense. Got green smoke out early. Players keeping an eye on that. And are these guys swimming right now? Bella Fox's squad, or are they underground?
Oh, they are on the edge of Fort Rozok, which is one of the places where a boss is. So they might go in and take out the fort boss really quick, see what he drops. He has the possibility of dropping fabled items all the way up to... Ooh. The AI giving them away there. See, that's not going to be great for them. It looks like they're going to make their way straight out to radiation. Instead, they are not opting out to fight that boss. And it looks, see, right here, they're going to be the first ones in this little pinch area. So this could be advantageous for them as long as they can hold their fight down.
I feel like clearing this room and then turning your focus back to that escalator coming down and then watching the tunnel entrance, this could be a nice little spot to spring a trap on an enemy.
Yep. Right where you see fish at right now, that's the area where every player is going to have to go through if they want to go out to radiation. So they're the first ones here, and they might hold it down.
Oh, nice. Got a little loot off him, too.
Let's see, what is it? An odd train ticket. One of the coolest things about this current season in Metro Royale is there's actually a survivor title that you can earn by turning in 60 of those odd train tickets.
That's awesome. Look at this guy moonwalking into the train station.
He's helping him out. He's a paid actor.
He's just like, hey, you want some loot? Let me just back it on in here. Dude, the odds of this guy having a gold bar, I hope he does. I think it'd be hilarious. You can see them trying to stay quiet, too.
That Mango is trying to give him the pan action.
And he's giving him the business. Mango finishes the job with the pan. So where's Bushka and squad headed here, if you had to make a guess?
Looks like they're looting up the edges over by the broken down train, or the broken down airplane, rather. There's not a whole lot of loot over here, honestly. If they keep going south and make it to the C zone and go through the ranch, there's actually a fair amount of loot they can pick up, and they might catch a team along the way. It looks like Chiffon's making his way out there too. Chiffon's team, Farouk's team.
Ace has gone with the split once again. Harpal up north there. You can see him off all by himself, which, yeah, it worked out once. It failed once, so we'll see if it works here in our fourth match. And a lot of the other squads starting to converge on that same spot. You can see Bushka on the outskirts with the other two. Do collide just now, and first player down is Valak, and he is wiped off the map with Sanity Warriors. My choice for winning this match. They're down one early, and that is not where they want to be.
That's a rough start.
They just really got caught with their pants down here. It looks like Winsanity gets chunked, but ultimately a good trade fired back. Joe gets knocked, and Payne able to deliver some, and now they're on the push. Win trying to take advantage of this temporary weakness right now. Molotov out. That looks good. He connects, it looks like, with Chiffon, and Chiffon runs away on fire, and he is knocked. Nice job there, putting pressure out from Insanity.
Yeah, that smoke screen might just save his life right here. Oh, he's going to try to capitalize on that knock.
That's going to spread. May connect with Chiffon. He's able to just get around the corner. And Farouk clapped in the back right there when Sanity able to get the finish. And, you know, they might have lost one early in Valak, one of their star players, but they are not going to be denied here as they push the action, and Farouk forced down to just one member remaining. And it looks like he might be in trouble from the Bushka Battalion here shortly, but Buzz making his way to safety. And now has given his position away. Camper Ninja right around the corner. We'll see if he gets shot in the back.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of AI in this area that will shoot at you, so you have to take them out.
Looks like Bella Fox getting into it as well. 2 of their members taken down, but Mango returns fire, takes down Gucci on the flank. Not Gucci, but Gucci on the flank takes him down. He gets Ace Lawrence, but just like that, Bella Fox Brawlers wiped. And I'm glad I changed my pick because I almost went with them again, and they were the first team out here.
Yeah, it does seem like we have been seeing kind of a trend of teams that are going out early in most of these matches, and fortunately, Gucci's a really strong player. Gucci getting Ace up there, and they're going to get back into the fight.
There's Harpal off all by himself. Got about 1 million loot in tow, and he's chilling away from the team, which is it's the strat. Full strength right now. Only 2 teams remain, which is Bushka Battalion and Ace Alliance. Ace Alliance have 4 elims to their name so far, so that's an extra 800k. They were added to the total so far, but we'll see how they do. We should see Buzz up at the top of the tower here, taking a peek at the surroundings. Ninja and him may be on a collision course here if he goes around this wall, but so far he has not made that commitment just yet.
Yeah, Buzz has a great spot right there. This might be Ace Alliance's match to just get back in it right here. If Harpal's sitting at the entrance of the radiation, and if he can just tell Gucci and Ace to get on over there and help him loot it up, they don't really have anybody contesting the tunnels right now. So this might be their match.
Take another peek at the map. You can see Winsanity's squad in the middle of Fort Rozok there. And sandwiched by all of the members of Ace Alliance at this point. And Buzz was taken down. Camper Ninja able to get the last laugh there. And just like that, Farouk and his squad will be escorted off the map with the swiftness. Now that's 2 squads eliminated. But the big news is Bushka Battalion still full strength. And still with that over 6 million loot in tow.
That would make me so nervous right now, knowing that I have 6 million of loot that I brought back in with me into the next match. Even if it wasn't a tournament and I was ranking the leaderboards, no, like that would just drive me wild. That would drive me crazy.
So, I mean, knowing that they have over 6 million in tow, they have a full squad. Landmark, what's your strategy here if you're Bushka Battalion?
I'm playing it safe, you know. I'm sticking to the outskirts and looting up, getting that last little bit that we need, and they've got to be feeling good with 2 teams out already. So their main adversaries are kind of getting out of there.
Absolutely, more loot on the ground here for Payne. We'll see what he's able to grab. But yeah, I mean, absolutely, got 6+ million on Bushka Battalion. You know, if it's me, I'm looting the outskirts and just trying to scrounge what I can, but staying generally together as a group, making sure that there's no unfortunate changes of hands of big loot, and hopefully able to extract safely. Can hear some snipes coming in from the distance. Winsanity lost one early. Missed who it was that was eliminated from his team, but it was Valak. That's right. He got caught out in the open field. And he's having to watch the action at this point. It's not where he wants to be, but it's where he'll have to be for the moment. Yamna have shots coming in from the distance right now. Looks like from Payne. And she can return fire and connect.
Ooh.
Finding some shots.
Put the heat on him. Wonder if Harpal's coming back to help, or if he's just going to start looting radiation. If I were Harpal, I would just be trying to get all of the loot out of the radiation while everybody's out here fighting each other. Looting the radiation solo on old Blockade zone actually isn't that hard. There's only about 14 boxes, and you only have to deal with a few dogs. They're not as strong as the dogs we've seen on Misty Port. They are definitely more annoying, as when they howl, they call in 3 other dogs. So you kind of want to eliminate them before they howl. But if you can do that, I mean, looting radiation out here is kind of a cakewalk. It all just comes down to the massive fight that you could potentially have in the pinch point when you're bringing it all out. So if I were Harpal, I would get to looting and let these guys kind of handle out the small work.
It's a fair point there. It's the interesting thing about a lot of these maps on Metro Royale is they all have those super valuable choke points where you've got to kind of make it through there, but if you do, you're in a good spot. But, oh, look at this. Shots in from Dizzle from range. Bushka Battalion able to connect. Yamna's in trouble. Gucci's in trouble. There's a lot of damage done right now, and obviously we've got Ace Lawrence on the top of the building here trying to get his team to safety.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play off of this because they have that 6 million on them, and they might not want to engage fully.
Yeah, could see a little hesitancy here, but maybe they're feeling like they just have all the momentum in the world, and nobody can stop them. We'll see. I mean, good shots in from range here from both Camper Ninja and Dizzle to connect and weaken the opponent. And they now have angles on this house, and it's just a matter of can they actually safely cross to get to that wall. You can see Dr. Chemist kind of looking at it. Are there any players holding angles on the outside? Right now, they got to feel pretty good about them all being in this house from what they've seen, and you can see his teammates are joining him.
Yeah, they are going to have to take Bushka Battalion is going to have to take at least one of these teams out if they want to make it out with the 2 million that they need to cash in another $1,600. It does look like they don't have enough currently, and they're not in any vicinity of having more if they're just going to stick here in this house. So they definitely have to make a move, whether that be just get out of here and cash in what they've got currently, or they've got to take somebody out. One of the two.
Big choices. Got two teams, full strength still. Ace Alliance and Bushka Battalion. Got Winsanity and his squad now up in that radiation zone. Trying to get that loot, and it looks like Harpal has gone all the way south, so he is out at this point. And hopefully he's gotten a bunch of loot, and Wynn's team isn't able to find it. But by looking at the numbers, I don't know how well he did up there. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, you see the 3 from Ace Alliance is sitting in that house right now, but their number is going up, so Harpal must be out there looting up.
I think Winsanity, they just lost a member.
They did. Who do we lose? That's crazy. So they're out by themselves in the radiation zone, and looks like they're having some fun with the AI as well. Hey, 70-30 odds. I'll take them. Winsanity does lose one to the AI, and that is unfortunate for them. They're down to just 2 members at this point. Hopefully they can rescue some of the loot. But fights are starting to break out, but Dizzle has made the cross. This is what they were hoping for, to get this angle. He'll now have a chance to peek through this broken wall from an off angle here and get eyes into the upstairs window. And he's got a shot. And connects. Yamna down. It's a 3v2, 4v2 at this point.
Let's see if the rest of the team pushes in.
He knows exactly where they're going to peek him from, too. Looks like Harpal might be making his way in. You can see the mini-map, him closing in from the side. He is underground right now, but could be coming up right around this exact spot. Grenade in from distance. Ooh, very close call. Gets it through the window, but not around the wall. Yamna able to narrowly avoid that one.
Unfortunately, they come in with a fair bit of throwables, so he can try again.
Gonna try a bunch of times. I'm just gonna say Harpal's got over 1 million loot on him, so I don't know if he's gonna be wanting to join this fight, especially not having a lot of the intel. But he is nearby. Dizzle goes down. And Dizzle's been knocked.
Well, if Harpal wants to come over and help his team, he's got the amount of loot that the Bushka's team needs to get them over the next threshold. So hopefully he doesn't get caught up trying to move over to his teammates. But also, Bushka could be getting shot in the back any moment now if Harpal peeks his head out of the tunnel and tries to help out his team over here.
Man, they are just absolutely shredding these guys' armor.
They are way spread out. They got all the angles. Yanma keeps getting knocked. I'm sure her armor is absolutely depleted at this point. Gucci's armor is depleted. They're running out of options here.
Bushka put a lot of pressure on them with those nades.
Oh, wow. Another great return. Gucci is really wearing a heavy backpack right now for this team. He has held these guys off on numerous occasions. They've been down to a last man standing on numerous occasions now, and Gucci's just MVP for the squad, but his time is about to run out. Nice shots there from Dr. Kimmis and Ninja. Ninja goes through the window, gets the finish, and now it's up to him. We'll push the action here against Gucci.
And there you go. It's all up to Harpal now for the Ace Alliance to get out with some loot.
And Ace didn't quite pick up that full finish right there.
So, second time today, the split has paid off for the Ace Alliance. Now, having another member may have paid off in this fight, right? And they could have had somebody on the flank, maybe just some more numbers to get some more guns down range. But ultimately, they do survive. They are not fully wiped. They don't transition all of the loot over to the aggressors here. But we'll see if that's enough to get them to the next threshold. It looks like about 1.5 million loot exists still on Harpal. And we'll see if he can get to the finish line here and extract. There's 11 minutes left in this game. And Bushka Battalion, once again, full strength. Slow but sure this time, but they are absolutely cruising.
Let's see if they're dealing with the dogs up here. I wonder if they've taken out the monkey in the main area. There are 2 monkeys up there, and they do not like it when you steal their gold bars.
Oh, here they come. Absolutely shredding. So, looks like Winsanity and the Winsanity Warriors having a free run at the radiation zone right now, but unfortunately for them, not able to come out fully intact. They're down to 2 members at this point. Looks like just Pain and Exotic. Wayne and Valak both on camera, but not able to participate at the moment as we hit our return countdown of 10 minutes we have left in this one. And here's the monkeys. Yeah, these guys are a bit scary for me, Dab.
They are. They growl at you. Their breath smells bad. They like to stomp on you. They're not fun.
It's like Pain off of the distance, having a bit of a rough go at it. A gold bar, though, found here. So that's a bit of good news.
Yeah, these monkeys are especially a pain because once you aggro them, you either have to fight them or you have to run away and let them cool off a little bit, which will make it more time pass for them to get in there and get all that loot. And with such little time in the lobby left, they really don't have a lot of time to be running away from the monkey.
Look at this horde of dogs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like I
He's
said,
just running for his life.
If you let them howl, they call in 3 more dogs. So 1 dog can turn into 4 really quickly. And if you let multiple howl, you're just going to have a massive pack behind you. So it's always good to take out the dog before they howl.
Yeah, we're seeing that right now. He's going to have to heal here soon because the health is not lasting him at the moment. These dogs are on the warpath right now, and Exotic Gaming taking a few of them out, thinning them out, and I'm hearing from production as well that Winsanity actually died to one of these monkeys that's on the loose, so they can definitely do damage. He was trying to get a little bit of loot, and unfortunately the monkey got the better of him. Ah, there's one right there.
Yeah, they do a jump smash that just absolutely devastates you. Yeah, when you make them both mad, you can't loot. You have to either take them out, and Exotic does not have anywhere near enough ammo to take them out. If you're using polished ammo from an MK, it takes at least 5 full clips to take out 1 monkey. Buy full
That is a
magazines.
ridiculous amount of ammo.
And that's if you're hitting all
I'm gonna spend
headshots.
that. All right, so over $1 million now for Bushka Battalion, and they've got 5 elims, so they've won a fight here. They did not get the squad wiped, though, because that lone member of the Ace Alliance still running around somehow. But they are, it looks like they're at the school and or the base, and it looks like the school. The Harpal off in the distance, though, and dangerously close to Bushka Battalion here. We'll see if he's able to get tracked down. Got quite the little meeting going on here. Bushka Battalion divvying up the loot, trying to figure out who's carrying what, making the most of the space, and Exotic taking a big chunk. Swipe for the monkeys. Ultimately hitting him pretty hard right now as he does make it out to safety, but the monkey is angry.
You got to be careful, too, because not only is the monkey chunking your health away when it hits you, I mean, that also takes a fair bit of your vest durability away, and if you're using your vest durability to take monkey hits, you're going to regret that when you go and get into a fight and you get one-tapped by a polished bullet.
He's really playing with fire here.
Yeah, he really wants to get into that weapon crate.
He's got to put the jukes on him right there.
I liked how he baited him into the room, though. He's like, okay, clearly can't get out through your big old body. I'm going to have to get you into the room somehow. And there's dogs all around, monkeys. This is scary.
Yeah, this reminds me of Season 1. Way back in the day, those monkeys were even more ruthless. They feel like they've tamed them a little bit. And yeah, you would get caught off guard, and you would get caught in a corner. And once they catch you in a corner, you're done for. You can't get around them, and you're just done. Which that might be what happened to Win.
Harpal better be careful here. Yeah, if he could get sniped from range here by these bandits, because they got some pretty good aim, and he is dangerously low on health. Countdown is on. We have less than 5 minutes to go until extract. 2 teams that are weakened right now, trying to crawl their way to safety. And then we've got Bushka Battalion just owning the battlegrounds right now with a full squad alive. Here's shots in the distance. Dizzle cracking them off. Good spread here from Bushka Battalion. They have covered quite a bit of ground. Curious to see if they run into anybody on their way out. It's about time to start thinking about the exits.
Yeah, if you're Pain or Exotic Gaming right now, you definitely need to start leaving. It's kind of they got 900 meters to one and 385 to the other. And if they have to take a fight on the way to the extract, they don't have enough time to really mess around anymore. They got to put the gas on and go.
Time to get them track shoots.
Almost at the 3-minute mark. They're playing it real safe. They don't want to lose any of this. It does look like the Bushka Battalion did probably get enough, hopefully, to get them over the next threshold and lock in another 1,600. Especially if they take out one of these players from Winsanity Warriors on the way out. But, yeah. Good match for Bushka's team. They're the only team that I think is making it out fully alive. All 4 of them.
We seem to be saying that quite a bit. Lots of patterns starting to form here.
Yeah, I think when I go to refinance my house, I'm gonna need that blessing from Landmark to get the best rate possible. Like
I
got
got you.
He's got the Midas touch.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
And it's not often we see that happen where, a caster picks anybody and it actually works out. It's usually the exact opposite. But today only, Bushka Battalion has heard the call and they have begun the extract at this point. All members still alive, so really liking their chances at this point. What a leader Bushka is, just waiting for his team, making sure they're all going to make it safely. Just so proud.
Daddy's packing them into the car, buckling them in.
But where's the loot, Bushka? 147K, man? Come on. At least he's got the dance moves, though. Bushka Battalion extracting all successfully and really grooving. Man, this is impressive. What are we watching?
I always emote before I leave, too. It's just good manners.
Yeah, you got to do it. Got to do it. So that leaves Winsanity Warriors. Got a little bit dicey for them. Winsanity and Valak getting picked apart. Monkeys and opposing players, but it looks like they will make it to the exit here. Decent amount of loot on them as well. You can see Payne carrying almost 1.7 million. They'll take it. Not the best showing, but ultimately they're net positive here. So that will do it for game number 4. We've got some teams that have extracted successfully. Bushka Battalion, once again, all 4 members making it to the exit. They're going to add even more to their column, but will it put them over the threshold of 8.1 million so they can pocket another $1,600? We'll have to wait and see here in a moment. But it started off in the subway system here with the Pans. And so we'll take a peek at our 4th game here. Landmark, what did you make of the action?
I thought Bushka, they played really well. They came in, they were the ones with the target on their back, but they ended up putting the pressure on Ace and really locking it in right there.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised at that moment at the house right here. We saw Dizzle kind of getting those angles. It was really important for them to get a man across the street to try to get this angle, and they did successfully. Dab, did this surprise you at all that they were the ones on the aggressive here, given that they had the most to lose?
It really did. I mean, all I thought they were going to do was run around to a couple of named areas on the edge of the map, loot up what they could, and just try to get the 2 million they needed to get out. But the fact that they actually put the gas on and were really aggressive extremely surprised me.
That's really heads up play from them. The 5 elims from that engagement, and the others, that's going to get them a million loot just right there. So you see Bushka corral the team, get them all the way to the exit. It's exactly what they were hoping to see. So you gotta love that for sure. Guys, I promised you at the beginning, we were gonna give some stuff away to you, the viewers. Thank you so much for hanging with us and watching this whole time. Now would be the time to put your PUBG Mobile profile ID in the chat, and we will be selecting a few more lucky winners to deposit some UC into your account. So best of luck to you. Put that in the chat right now, and we will see if we can get you hooked up. But with that, we are going to take a quick break, tally some scores, see where things stand. We'll be back for a game number 5 on Zombie Uprising here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Dear survivors of PUBG Mobile Metro Royale, Metro Royale Chapter 21 is here. This season brings a new mode, Zombie Uprising, along with a variety of new items, weapons, and mechanics. How have you been faring against the zombies? Today, we'll be introducing you to the special traits mechanic found in the new mode. It is primarily used for modifying equipment to improve their combat capabilities. First, you need to play Zombie Uprising to unlock special traits. In this mode, anytime you defeat a zombie or boss, you have a chance of obtaining schematics. With them, you can head to the workstation to forge or modify traits of fabled equipment. These include weapons, helmets, armor, and backpacks. Use 10 schematics on a piece of fabled equipment without any bonus special traits to add one at random. Depending on your luck, you may even end up with 2 bonus special traits. Use 5 schematics on a piece of fabled equipment that already has a bonus special trait to change its trait to a different one at random, with a chance to end up with 2 bonus special traits. Fabled equipment that already has 2 bonus special traits is guaranteed to still have 2 after modification. The bonus special trait you gain after modification could be the same as your original, optional. You can choose to save or discard the results each time. Bonus special traits available for Fabled weapons are as follows: Enhanced Ammo, Head Strike, Torso Strike, and a Liquid Nitrogen Ammo. Enhanced Ammo increases base damage dealt against zombies and bandits. Head Strike and Torso Strike increase damage dealt to those respective areas. Liquid Nitrogen Ammo slows bandits and zombies. Fabled helmets can also be modified for different effects. Enhanced Protection reduces your damage taken to the head from bandits and zombies. Melee Combat Module allows your melee weapons to deal increased damage. Meanwhile, Enhanced Layering reduces your equipment's durability loss from bandit and zombie attacks. Armor modifications mainly improve protection and durability. Armor with the Combat Recovery trait will recover a bit of armor durability when eliminating a bandit or zombie. Combat Rescue helps you recover a bit of health when eliminating a bandit or zombie. The stronger the enemy, the better the recovery effect. Enhanced Protection improves armor strength and reduces torso and limbs damage from bandits and zombies. Enhanced Layering reduces armor durability loss from bandit and zombie attacks. Finally, we have backpack modifications. Through bonus special traits, you can modify the Molotov cocktails, explosives, and grenades in your backpack to deal increased damage against bandits and zombies. Different traits can lead to vastly different combat experiences. Use these traits strategically to forge your own way through battle. May you evacuate safely with bountiful loot. Fortune favors the brave.
سأقوم في تنفيذ خريطة لهذا الاحتفال وسأقوم بمشاركتها مع المتابعين ولأريهم بعد الإبداع.
And welcome back. Things have been tense so far. Teams have been racking up the money. Again, we have $10,000 to distribute tonight. When the prize pool's gone, it is gone. So I'm not sure exactly what the status is just yet. We'll welcome back our casters, and we'll talk about it because we've got a leaderboard to show you here in just a moment to see kind of where things are going to shake out. I don't even know if there is another game to be coming. Has somebody hit that magic number? We'll see where everything stands, but let's throw that up on the screen and talk about it here for a moment. Dab, big loot from Bushka Battalion once again, and they have to be redeeming that, and that'll put them somewhere around $4,800 for the tournament. So a solid day, but we also have Winsanity Warriors sitting on almost $4 million. And that does put them across the $400 threshold again for $3.6 million. Will they take it? That's the big question here, Dab.
I think so. Everybody's going to lock it in because they don't know if there's going to be another match too. So most likely everybody's going to lock in exactly what they have right now.
Interesting. So the only two that can actually move the prize pool right now, given where they're at threshold-wise, are Bushka Battalion and Winsanity Warriors. And that actually would move it up by $2,000. So it looks like we're going to be just short of the $10,000 prize pool. So I think we're going to be up for another game. It's quick caster math here, but exciting look at the leaderboard. And again, Landmark, you've been on point all night with the predictions. Bushka Battalion way out in front with the lion's share of that prize pool. You still feeling good about them? You think they're going to show up here for Game 5?
Oh yeah, they're feeling confident. You can see how they played last match. They were feeling good, and they're going to keep bringing it.
Now, again, they struggled a bit in the first match on Zombie Uprising, and if we do go to a fifth map, that is the one that we will be playing. I don't know if they'll have the same result as they did the first time, as they seem to be riding kind of a high right now with stellar performances, 3 maps in a row. Do you think they're going to overcome the curse of the zombies?
We'll see. You know, they got caught in a little ambush that first game, and if they can learn from their mistakes and play around that, they might be looking pretty good.
I Like the call out there for sure. Again, they did get set up on by Bella Fox and her brutal ambush, but they hung out in one spot too long. A lot of third partying going on. Dab, talk to us about your keys to the map here for our 5th map.
I mean, we just got to make sure that Ace wins this one. That's all I want to see. I'm just kidding. But it would be nice to see some of these lower tier teams that are on the leaderboard right now to at least get one good match under their belt and walk away with a little bit more money right now.
Amazing. Well, anything could happen. Obviously, they're going to be trying to prevent Bushka and his battalion from walking away with any more. They've already banked nearly 5K, which again, for a night of PUBG Mobile is great. Definitely want to make sure that if you guys are seeing this at home, realize you can get involved too. Simply just download the game from the link in the description. Join us for free out here on the Battlegrounds. You never know when it is going to pop up, and you know, when you hear about it on social media, follow PUBG Mobile there as well for news and updates on when these events are going down. You can get information on when to register, where to show up to play, and we've got members of the community showing up tonight that have found out exactly through those notifications. So make sure you guys are following PUBG Mobile everywhere on social media. Join us on the Battlegrounds, and obviously we can get down in events like this one. Super fun. Dab, what's been the most notable thing that has stood out to you tonight from the action? You mentioned during the break that you were loving the format and the action. What's really stood out to you the most, and why do you like it so much?
In the first match, seeing that Bella Fox had a fair amount of loot and ended up actually getting third party in the back and losing it all, like that just shows how important it is to get your loot and get out in a format like this. And then I would have to say the most notable moment is watching that 5+ minute fight happen between Farouk and Winsanity's team. Farouk took out Winsanity just to get swiped by a mutant dog and losing it all. That was definitely the highlight of the night for me so far.
Definitely the highlight of the night for me as well. What about you, Landmark? What stood out to you so far?
It's the same for me, man. That was an intense fight and a tragic ending.
Dude, it was one of those things where, you know, we watched all of that develop. The fights kind of went back and forth, and like you said, it took 5-6 minutes to actually get through it. And then once you saw the squad wipe actually happen, Farouk makes the push, comes around the corner, takes those close quarter shots, gets done. I like breathed a sigh of relief on my end and almost like looked away from the screen. And then I looked back and I'm like, no, he just died. Like I completely missed it when I looked away, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that is what I thought. Thankfully, production was there with the replays to really drive that point home. And unfortunately for Farouk and the team, that was curtains for them. But they'll have an opportunity to do it all over again here on the Zombie Uprising map, where they will be going from dusk till dawn once again, fighting zombies, fighting opposing players, and again to recover some of the rules that we laid out early on for tonight. Teams will have the opportunity to risk their loot going forward into the next game if they choose not to bank it and, you know, capture some of that prize pool. And then as they are participating, all the loot that they're picking up off the map, anything that they are finding and extracting with, that will go towards their total, but also they'll be rewarded with 200,000 points for every opposing player elimination, as well as getting all of the team's loot if they happen to eliminate their whole squad. So that's going to be a big play for the teams tonight. Dab, you know, if you're pushing for that squad wipe, I think we've seen tonight a couple of different times where teams have chosen to chase, to hunt. We saw it in the tunnels. We saw the 2v2 split, and, you know, coming from both sides. How has that influenced the way things have gone down tonight?
I mean, if you're the team that gets there first, you're kind of can get set up on the roof easily. But if you're the team that pulls in second, at least on Misty Port and the radiation, you have to deal with all the other teams that are just going to pinch you in. And if you can't play your cards right, they're going to fold for sure.
Absolutely. So we're getting the cash status figured out here, and we will put that on the screen so you guys have a clear understanding of where we stand at this moment heading into our last game. And it looks like Bushka Battalion has redeemed once again 81, or I keep saying 8,100. It's 8.1 million loot, and that will put $1,600 in their bank. Once again, you can see on the bottom the table that shows how much cash that actually equates to. And Winsanity Warriors has indeed banked another $400 themselves, and so that puts us quite a bit of the way towards that $10,000, but I don't think we're fully there. Again, going into this map, we have a little bit of loot in play. 3 different teams this time hold the keys to some loot. Ace Alliance brings in almost $1 million. Bushka Battalion has another $660,000, and the Winsanity Warriors bring another $400,000 into the map. How does this affect things, Landmark, kind of going into this 5th map? It's going to probably be the final one, but ultimately, what do teams need to do to kind of make it out with as much cash as possible?
I mean, if the prize pool, you know, it's getting lower, so I'm trying to take everyone out so no one can steal that cash from me.
There you go. Makes sense completely. We turn our attention to the map. It's PUBG Mobile's Metro Royale Gold Rush Cup. It's game 5. This will likely be our last game. Only $800 exist in that pot, and it is up for grabs right now. If anyone makes it out with, well, basically 5.4 million loot value or more, they will capitalize on all of that loot. And let's hope for Landmark's sake, it's the Bushka Battalion. But they are headed on a crash course right now with the Farouk Force. So we'll see if they actually connect here in early game.
It looks like they might be trying to be one of the first teams to get to that tunnel entrance right there. Oh.
This is the posture of a team looking to fight.
Yeah.
We've got Farouk Force kind of lining up on this berm. They're hearing the shots, and they're wondering when is the right time to head across the road. Farouk inches up to the tree. They're thinking it might be right about now. He's thinking better of it, though. We want to get an opening knock or maybe not fully expose ourselves here. They're going to go downstairs instead, it looks like.
Well, whenever there's money on the line, I know Farouk tries to put his all into it because the more money he gets out of this tournament, the more golden toilets he can put in his house in PUBG Mobile.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. He likes golden toilets. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and make their way towards radiation, getting in the tunnel first. We'll see how long Bushka Battalion either waits to see if there's a fight still to be had or if they're just going to loot up and leave as well.
Yeah, looks like they're off to a good start already. 320K in the into the backpack.
Not bad. One of them must have found a gold bar at that first area. You got a red crate, some zombies to take out. Anytime you touch those red crates, a pack of zombies instantly comes after you. So you get the loot from the crate, and look, right there, a schematic on the ground. That's another 30K in their pocket.
They're off to a fast start here, and this is not the team that these players want to see running away with even more cash. They're trying to eclipse that $5,000 prize mark tonight. They've got 4,800 already banked, and look at this. They're picking up schematics left and right, up to about $500,000 in loot so far. Bushka Battalion off to another great start. Again, blessed by Landmark.
Yeah, the cool thing about those schematics is you can use them to enhance your fabled equipment, whether it be your guns or your armor. If you use 10 of the schematics in the special traits area, you can put 1 or maybe 2, if you get lucky, special traits on your equipment that will make you stronger against PvE. So that would be zombies, bandits, dogs, mutant dogs. They have some really nice special traits that they added in this last update that really enhanced the game.
Bella Fox Brawlers round the corner. Heading up the tunnel here. They're going to be looking to capture some of this loot. And they have some folks ahead of them, though, that have made it to radiation first. And they are just about to run into them. And this reminds me of some of the other games played on this map. This exact scenario has already played out. We're just missing the Farouk Force on the roof.
Oh, they're on their way. It seems like all night long, Winsanity's team was the first team in radiation every single time. So, I mean, they definitely prioritize where the good loot is.
Interestingly enough, though, it hasn't paid off for them in most of the situations. The only exception being the zombie mode, which they are on again. So if there is anybody to push the action here, it may be them. They're trying to get the finish on Fizz here. But shots coming in from all over the place. Bella Fox makes her way across and does not make it. Almost got there for the revive. But now it is 2 players down. And it looks like we have some players coming in from the distance as well. Farouk Force, you called it, Tab. They are going to join the party here shortly. But I think it's a lost cause trying to pick these players up. They cannot make the crossing here.
Looks like
smokes are the way to go. They got to make their way across.
Yep. Losing Bella and Fish this early would be devastating. As Fish gets thirsted.
Bella's still over there. She chose not to cross. Even though there's a smoke cover, there's a little gap. You can see she can't make it there.
There's just
Good
no
shots
way.
Coming in. Connects with Winsanity. There's the grenade out. Doesn't connect, but now there's a full other squad out there. Farouk Force may try for the kill still here if they see it.
Here comes the third party.
Love to see it. It's tough to see through the radiation, though.
Yeah, I always felt like it's a lot harder to see through the green radiation than it is the other maps that have like the more orangish vibe. Ooh, Chiffon getting
Shots
knocked there.
Connect with Chiffon, yeah. I don't think they're aware that Bella is directly below them either.
That's a free 200,000 points. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Good angles here from Payne. He's going to get some mollies over. Will he connect with Chiffon, though, is the question. It's very close, but I don't know that he did.
Ooh, Wynn's reflexes on something else tonight.
I really like the positioning from Winsanity here. They're utilizing that high ground well.
Good chunk from the nade there, and it does look like Farouk did find Bella to get the elimination, so able to get a kill steal. And that is it for Bella Fox Brawlers. They are out early once again. Not the route they were hoping for. They're going to leave with 0 prize money from Game 5. But it's not too late right now for Farouk Force Winsanity Warriors. They are still at full strength, even though they've been fighting for quite a while.
Ooh, that was close. Farouk putting the pressure on.
It's time for a little zombie party, I think.
I think the wave of zombies is the best time for Farouk's team to push right now if they're going to push at all.
Definitely want to take advantage of that distraction. That's scary.
That's what you call the variant. That's variant P for poison. He has 3 or 4 different attacks that he can do, and all of them are pretty devastating if he lands them. There's also a variant F. And the F stands for fire. So instead of poison, he shoots out fire.
Poison is pretty nasty here. Got more zombies coming up the stairs. He's trying to connect and get the finish here on the zombie. Not able to do it so far. Running a bit low on ammo right now, so he really needs to secure the C-Lim. Finally gets it. And that will be good for some schematics. There's the knock, and now here comes the grenade in. Nearly connects with Joe, but this is where the Molotovs are going to be devastating. If they land, and they don't. Farouk able to get the return knock and finish there. Winsanity loses one of their players. Looks like Payne is wiped, and Winsanity's knocked on top. Chiffon holding a great angle there on the side. He's smoked off for the moment, but this is the time for Farouk Force to push, and they are doing just that.
Maybe they'll get their redemption this time. Yeah, Wynn's got to take a few more seconds and boost up so he can be healing over time, and that hopefully doesn't cost him his life there, because they definitely need to be holding those angles. Oh no. Just barely touching the fire. They are capitalizing on that now.
His team's there to support him, but they are also under pressure right now. They're going to... Uh-oh. Some zombies joining the party as well. Wow, fast roping in on the zip line is Farouk and Buzz. They get the knock, and the wipe is complete when Sanity Warriors are out of here. Farouk Force racking up the elims right now.
Bringing the aggression on that one.
Yeah, those zip lines are ruthless. If you're not paying attention to them,
it's like some Navy SEAL stuff. Is this guy ever gonna go down?
It takes a lot of bullets, especially when they're using polished. It's not the most weapon damage they could be doing per bullet.
I see lots of red right now, which is good for them.
In Metro Royale, you have several different types of ammo for one type. So there's corroded, normal, polished, and then the highest would be high explosive. And then there's also some variants like fire ammo and poison ammo, with the fire being really annoying because it un-ADSs you if you get hit with it. And then the poison puts a big green fog over your screen. And the polished is kind of like your mid-road, middle ammo. And it definitely packs a punch, but versus these bosses, you definitely have to put a lot in.
Let's get info for sure as we take a peek at the map. We've got Bushka and his squad down south. A good spread from all of these teams right now, as two squads have been thinned out and everybody has their own area that they're playing with at the moment. Bushka and his team are over 2 million loot right now in the bottom part of the map, and Farouk and his force are over 2 million as well in the radiation zone. So again, everybody making good progress right now. Ace Alliance still happy to be alive, and they are trying to get some loot right now. They're still trying to crack that first million on the map.
I think this is their time. It looks like they're going to hold it down and wait for a team to come out of radiation and just get the best of them. Looks like for the Bushka Battalion is doing the same thing they did on the first or the second Misty Port. They're just kind of taking out the bosses, looting up the easy areas, and are just going to fight whoever's left in radiation.
See if it pans out for them. They do drop the boss. We'll get some new loot here. Zombies are being thinned out, and it is almost time for some daylight here. We've got 17 minutes left in this one, and again, we're down to just 3 squads that have the opportunity to capitalize on that last $800 of prize pool. Again, if anyone is able to crack into the money, we will see this tournament come to a close. We've got some good lubricating oil in this one. Just gonna leave it behind, man. What a valuable item.
He'll regret it later.
Yep, probably. Watch him be short by 4,000.
There was a tournament a while back that I lost because I refused to pick up an item that was worth 800. I've seen it happen.
You just
Everything
never know
counts.
what's going to be the one that puts you over the edge.
That's the thing. If you got space, don't waste it.
You can always drop it later and figure it out.
Exactly. That's always been my MO, so you'll see me loading up on pocket watches and figuring out what to do with them later on. Turn into some sort of watch salesman. Farouk Force now over 3 million loot, and they've got 6 elims to their name so far with a wipe, so they are in really good shape right now. They might have actually, I didn't see how it shook up with Bella Fox Brawlers. I don't know who got the last elim. Obviously, they'll be checking that behind the scenes. But there's a chance they got 2 squad wipes in this one. Not quite sure.
Yeah, Farouk getting to just he gets to get all of his winnings this time instead of a mutant dog taking him out. That's gotta feel good.
decent little loot there.
That box was about 75,000.
We're at the halfway point of the map right now. Landmark, if you had to give any pointers to these teams, what do they each got to do to make the most of their remaining time?
Oh man, well, Farouk is looking really, really good right now. So if I'm them, I'm probably going towards the extract already, you know. But I think right now when you have these slow positions in the game, you got to look for your ambush opportunities, catch teams rotating out of hotspots, and make the most of that.
I think that's solid advice. You think they got enough right now? 4.2 million roughly loot. You think they got enough to hold off these other squads? Because I would imagine that if how much did they come in with? Was it Farouk? They had some that they came in with.
They had about 300K.
I think they had some, and then the elims that they have too.
That's right.
Oh, the elims are huge.
They're getting close.
Yeah, they're definitely over the amount that they need to get the $800 that remains. My only question is, what happens in this particular round if somebody else also gets some prize money? It's probably whoever has more. It could be whoever makes a decision to bank it first. I don't honestly know, but that's going to be interesting. Maybe they just extract now and be like, bank it, bank it, bank it.
That's what I would think too. Whoever gets out with their money first should be the winners. They definitely have enough to get out. It's sadly, Bushka Battalion doesn't have any eliminations, so they definitely have to get that loot threshold all by themselves.
You know where they can get it from, though? Farouk Force is carrying some loot. I think they go hunt him down and they smack him.
Oh, I thought it was a trick question.
Nope. Very literal.
They can get it just like everybody else by going to the App Store and searching up PUBG Mobile and getting it on their phone, and everybody can get some loot.
There you go. Harpal and Yamna have been lone wolves this whole tournament, basically. And they are packing in more loot right now. I'm curious to see if they deviate their strategy at all. But Yamna's doesn't even have her hands on the device, so they are chilling. They're waiting for something to happen here. They want to occupy this choke point, hopefully come across some traffic and win a fight. And it seems like they are resigned to just chill in that position, and hopefully it happens.
Well, if they're not on a 2v2 split, they're basically just gambling that Farouk Force is going to come down that tunnel. Oh, they are on a 2v2 split, as we can see on the map here. So they are definitely going to have to fight. Farouk Force is going to have to fight if they want to get out with their money for sure.
It's interesting. I like how they've gone pretty far back in the tunnel so that they can try to hopefully get some support to one another. You can see that crossroads there.
Yep.
To try to make the rotation the second that they see somebody down the tunnel. I think they'll call it out. I really hope that this happens before they get jumped by Bushka, because remember, Bushka's been down south the whole time, and they're about to be in a 4v2 situation. They're heading down the escalators as we speak, and we're about to see a bad day for Ace.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Now, I just mentioned that Yamna did not have her hands even on the device. I'm wondering if they fully got caught unaware. And there is the two-person wipe. Ace Alliance losing two of their members, and while the rotate might be on, it does not come fast enough, and Ace Alliance will have to settle for just two players left standing at this point. Not what they were hoping for. Bushka Battalion making a push up the leaderboard for loot, and they are just about to cruise across 4 million. They don't need much, but man, they're crushing it so far.
Gotta think too, if I'm Bushka right now, I catch two players like that sitting in the tunnel, you kind of know where the other two are at.
Got a pretty good idea, I would think, at this point. And they have rotated. They're a bit south of where they were before. They might be trying to leave the tunnels as we speak, but it does not look like that. They're actually chasing them down. I think they're saying, you know what? We need this loot. We're going to try to make it happen. We're going to go hunt them down.
You know, I just realized what Ace's problem has been all night long. He would have won that fight if he had a shotgun.
I was thinking the same thing. He's known for his shotgun play, and he's been rocking the MK 1-4 all night long. Oh, he just saw him. I don't know if
they're extracting.
Yeah, you can. He knows they're extracting. Oh, what a way to lose.
Once they're on the line, it's over.
He just saw it, but I don't know if he did. Oh, so close. And just like that, team extracted. It's Farouk Force making it out. And they will make out with over 5.5 million loot plus 6 elims, which is another 1.5 million. So they should be out with around 7 million loot from this round. Not enough to get 1,600, but there's not 1,600 left to get, baby. They just needed that 800. And I do believe that they will get it. So Farouk Force out first. But now it's up to Bushka Battalion, and they're in a 4v2 situation. They have found the 2. Boom. Now it's up to Gucci. It's a good molly to hold him off for a minute. Oh, but that nade. Oh. Gucci's in for it here.
Oh, man. And shot in the back.
Dang. And so that is it. All opposition forces have been eliminated. The Ace Alliance is out of here. So that leaves just the Bushka Battalion left on the map, sitting at 4 million loot. And they're going to be putting more in the bag right now. Unfortunate for them, but, you know, I don't know if they're going to have enough to catch Farouk Force in time. But ultimately, I think Bushka Battalion's done what they set out to do here tonight. They're going to make it out of another map successfully. And Landmark, I got to give you props, man. You picked a pretty good horse tonight.
Oh, yeah. They're coming out as a full team in all these rounds, too. Or pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I don't know if, besides the first map where they got caught on that rotation, they really got their stuff in shape after that. They did not get caught again. I don't think they lost a player in any of games 2 through 5.
It feels to me like they let the matches play out and then just try to take out whoever was the top dog from there.
Absolutely. So we know that, I mean, we saw Farouk Force get out. That was actually visually seen. We know Insanity, Bella Fox, Ace, those have all been wiped. So they know at most one team is potentially lurking out there. But they got to feel pretty good about their chances right now to get more loot.
And they definitely have a few minutes. They could possibly get another 1 million if they get lucky with the crates, if there are any unopened crates left. But if they start making their way back to the boss areas on their way to extract, they could also potentially take out another boss from a boss location. Because on the Zombie Uprising mode, there's actually 2 bosses at each boss location. So they might have left some loot on the table back by their extract. We'll have to see.
Absolutely. So Landmark, at this point, are you just going to loot and try to maximize out everything, or are you just going to get the heck out of here?
I mean, that's really the only thing you can do at this point. If I'm pretty sure they're aware that they're the last people around, so just loot up as much as you can, burn down that clock.
Amazing. Well, not a lot of clock left to burn down here. We are 6 minutes, 30 seconds away from closing this one out. Bushka Battalion, an impressive showing so far tonight. 4.5 million in the bag right now. They brought a bit into the game as well. I want to say 600K or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then Farouk Force had an impressive showing as well. They've already extracted 6 elims. Bushka Battalion up to 4 elims. And they did get that squad wipe. So all of the loot from the Ace Alliance has gone over to the Bushka Battalion as well. So that could be a big swing that they needed as well. crack into some more loot here. I want to see some gold piles, baby.
Yeah, Bushka's trying to find it, but I think everything's all looted up. There is a secret box over in the water on the far side of the radiation zone, but I think I've seen them already go and check that's already looted too. So if that box is looted, most likely everything is looted.
It's good situational awareness for sure. I'd be running around trying to loot still like an idiot, but hey, that's why these guys are the pros. Dr. Chemist just realized something. I don't know what he was shocked about, but the 5-minute timer is up. Teams are going to have to start extracting. I'm going to hit that little zip line up there, maybe.
I mean, with the
flare, so...
With the 4 eliminations plus what they already brought in, they definitely could have left a while ago and locked it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough to say, but I think Farouk, assuming they've given their decision, I think they will get the 800. We'll see. Obviously, they got to figure it out behind the scenes and let us know, but I'm liking the performance here from Bushka Battalion tonight. They have absolutely crushed as we wait the final 30 seconds or so for this helicopter to come in. We're in store for some more dance moves, obviously. We'll have an opportunity here to talk to our winners here in a moment. And I have a hunch it's going to be somebody standing in this circle boogieing right this moment. There we go. Now we got to get a 4-person dance groove going on here. The kiss at the end, I just can't with it. It's too much. This is something. Where's the helicopter? It can't come soon enough.
It takes 120 seconds for the helicopter to show up after you shoot the flare.
There's plenty of time to boogie.
I mean, everybody at home can follow along with them if they'd like to celebrate as well.
Oh, I can't.
I'll blow you some kisses, Powerbang.
No, you don't have to, Dab. You don't have to, my friend. I appreciate the sentiment. Where is the helicopter? Helicopter, where are you at? We've called this in now. Minutes ago, it seems like. 3 minutes left on the timer. Will they get out in time?
Yeah, I love how in the normal classic PUBG Mobile gameplay, the flare gun calls in a super special airdrop or a BRDM that you can camp on the edge of the zone in. But in Metro Royale, it calls in an extraction flare, and you can call in anywhere, and you and your team can leave at your own leisure.
So here it is, finally starting to get that extract. Again, Bushka Battalion, probably the most consistent team all night long. Camper Ninja wanted the camp just a little bit longer. That'll be living up to the name there for sure, but really, really great job to them all night. Farouk Force had a really tremendous showing as well, especially closing out this tournament. Won some great fights tonight, and honestly, I think the whole evening for them might have gone differently had it not been for the one mutant dog swipe. Literally, one swipe earlier today changed everything. It gave Bushka the loot at the end of the day. I mean, this really, really could have all come down to that one swipe. So we will check out the replays from our 5th game. Landmark, talk to us a little bit about this one. Saw zombie action once again for the 2nd time tonight, but what stuck out to you this game?
We had a lot of fighting, and I was really impressed with the aggression from Farouk squad on this one. They capitalized on the big fight going on, and they just locked it in and cleaned it up.
100%. Good third party here again with them coming in late to the fight, but ultimately taking over a strong position held by Winsanity here. They had the high ground, but visibility made things a bit tough for them. And Dab talked to us a little bit about how this thing all shook out.
Well, Win was pretty confident there. He had the roof there, and he was holding it pretty well. They got a little bit split up. Win got knocked, and then it all just came down to Buzz flying up the zip line there and ultimately ending the whole ordeal.
This was unfortunate as well. They had this choke point camped out, and then just with no opposition whatsoever, Farouk Force just marches down the stair. Bushka Battalion marches down the stairs and stabs him right in the back. No reaction whatsoever. And this, I would have loved to have seen them cap somebody on the way out. It just didn't happen. Slightly too late, but good effort there from the battalion. But as we see, Bushka Battalion out with the money. And we are going to be tallying our leaderboards once again to see who is going to be walking away with all of that juicy loot. But so far, it's been the Bushka Battalion laughing their way to the bank after each and every game. And really, really proud of them and their efforts tonight. Again, our predictions, I think, you know, Dab, you went with Ace, I went with Bella. We were way off the mark, my friend. It was Landmark with the clutch pick here in Bushka Battalion. Talk to us, Landmark. What made you choose the battalion here as your front runners?
You know, I just felt like they were the chosen ones. I didn't know too much going in, but you know, I got that eye, I guess.
Amazing. Well, appreciate that. We're gonna have to go to our champion announcement here in just a moment. I will be told when it's ready here, but it's being cooked up. But it's gotta be Bushka, right? Like they won 3 maps, did well on the 4th, and it was that first one, though, that might have tripped him up a little bit. Got caught early when Sanity really punished him. And same with Bella Fox's squad there. But overall, a successful night of Metro Royale. Got some cash that is going out to all of our contestants. We've got some UC going out to our participants today. And make sure if you guys are not already following PUBG Mobile that you do so. Check them out on social medias everywhere at PUBG Mobile. Thanks to them, obviously, for putting tonight's broadcast on. And hopefully there's more like it in the future that you guys can take part of. And if you have not downloaded the game yet, do that as well. Download PUBG Mobile with the link in the description and join for free from your favorite app store out here with us on the battlegrounds. And hopefully we are just about ready to call in our victory parade for somebody who will be walking away a multi-thousandaire tonight. That's my new word for the day. But again, really, really nice showing from a number of squads today. I think it comes down to just a few, right? We've got Bushka Battalion, we've got the Farouk Force, who performed pretty well as well. And then you've got the Winsanity Warriors, who won that first map tonight. But, you know, overall, you know, we'll see what happened. Dab, you have any final thoughts here for the evening's action?
I really wish that Ace Lawrence probably would have done better. Maybe if he had a shotgun, he could have done better. I'm really happy with the way that Bushka performed. And I feel bad for Winsanity. He had that one good first match and just seemed like he couldn't continue to trail that momentum throughout the rest of tonight.
I gotta give a little nod to Winsanity, though. I feel like he was in position a few times and just got like mollied, you know? Just literally little fire, just a little too much, sent him down. Little bad luck RNG there, but we are ready to announce our winner of tonight's contest. Let's see who's taking home the cash for the Metro Royale Gold Rush Cup, and it is the speculated Bushka Battalion. They will be winning our championship trophy here tonight, and it is some cash money, baby. So again, congrats to them. We're going to be bringing in, I believe, one of their team members here to chat with in just a moment. But we take a peek to the leaderboard here as far as cash redeemed. And with that last match, Farouk Force sneaks above the Winsanity Warriors as far as their redemption amount. And they'll do it off the back of 13 elims there. Any reaction here to this leaderboard? Let's go to Landmark.
You know, this is kind of what we expected to see. But Farouk in that last match, they pulled into second, so well played.
You love to see it, and I gotta say, Dab, your pick got $0 tonight, 0 whole bucks. So unfortunate for them, but maybe you could put some work in on Saturdays, you know, to get that Metro skill up, son. But Bushka Battalion taking $4,800, super exciting. Would love to chat with, I believe it's going to be Dr. Chemist from their team. We saw him in a number of different engagements today, some clutch fights, and we'll be bringing him in here to have a little conversation in just a moment. But Bushka Battalion, they were the most consistent team all day long, taking wins home in 2, 3, and 4, and ultimately second place in match number 5. Very consistent, very strong. and didn't even lose a member beyond that first game. So again, really, really solid performance from them. Landmark, what stuck out to you today as far as the extraction shooter action goes? Anything notable for you from here in PUBG Mobile's Metro Royale mode?
Yeah, lot of action. You know, sometimes, you know, with these types of games, it's all about just looting and hiding. But we saw teams really hunting down, getting the elims, and stealing that loot. So very impressive.
Absolutely. And Dab, as far as the impact on the format, getting people to like actually chase down these elims and go try to eliminate full teams, did you feel like the rule set kind of impacted that in any particular way? Was it a little bit different than what you normally see from Metro Royale?
Yeah, I think this was a way cooler format because if you want to get some money, you have to get out loot in every single match and lock it in. As versus a typical format where it would be, you know, points equals a certain amount of points on the leaderboard, and, you know, the cash gets divvied up at the end. So it was really nice to see that every single match counted towards some sort of monetary gain for the teams.
Amazing. Well, it looks like we are ready to bring in our interview. We've got Dr. Chemist joining us from our champion team. It is the Bushka Battalion winning it all here, taking home $4,800 in prizes. Obviously, Dr. Chemist, you got to be excited with the performance today. You guys came out in map number 1 and got caught a little bit on a rotation to the extraction point. What lessons did you kind of learn from that first game that you took forward with a stellar performance from map 2 and beyond?
Yeah, I think game number 1 was really the wake-up call, because I think we were rushing a little bit. We're getting too excited to be like the part of the action, and some of our teammates were trying to get to the loot location faster and trying to get all the bosses and stuff like that. So that was really a wake-up call that, hey, there could be other teams lurking around. So that was one learning we got from game 1, and from that on it was all team gameplay.
Awesome. Dab, you want to hit him with something?
So going from map 1 to map 2, I noticed that you guys kind of backed off from going out to radiation as soon as possible. And was it kind of the plan to just loot up all of the lower tier places, kill the bosses, and then just let somebody else loot radiation for you and you steal it? Or was that just kind of, it just happened that way?
So going into game 2, like Powerbang was hinting towards, game number 1 taught us that if we rush too much into the main hard drop, everyone else is rushing. So why don't we take one of the main compounds that has a boss, get the valuable loot there, and then go into radiation. That way we're like going into a fight rather than being a middle of the fight or being a part of fight from the get-go, because radiation is where all 5 teams are going to come. So that was the team plan, and I believe our team executed that very well.
Yeah, it worked perfect for you guys all night for sure.
So we know
Landmark, you got something for him?
Yeah, we noticed that your team was coming out of these matches with pretty much everyone. Every time you were coming out with 4 members. What were you guys doing that was different from the other teams that was keeping you all up and running?
I think the communication was the biggest factor in our within our team, because every time we made a move from compound to compound, or whether we go into radiation or whether we're in the tunnels, we were all vigilant. We had 2 people go in the front, and they were telling us every time they hear a bot, they hear an enemy, everyone was very vigilant, and I think that helped each other. We're like communicating between each other of all the moves, and I believe that was the key.
Well played. It seemed like it worked out. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Dr. Chemist, I gotta ask, you mentioned communication there. There was one moment where you guys kind of got caught in the tunnels with another team. You had gone prone. You were there with Bushka. I want to know how chaotic it was on the comms when you realized you were across the tunnel from another squad who was trying to basically camp on the way out there. What was that communication like towards the end of that fight there?
Yeah, to be honest with you, PV, that was the moment I was like, oh gosh darn it, maybe we getting to a point where we're gonna choke in the tunnel, because we don't know if it's a solo or a squad camping. But the best thing was our team had already decided we're gonna do a 2-2 split. So we knew that even if we get camped on our side, the other team would be very quickly like give us support from the other side. And Bushka, I have to give big shout out to Bushka there. He was 5 HP. The other two teammates were smoke yourself, just hold on for 5 more seconds, we'll be there. And like I said earlier, it was all that communication that came in. And not gonna lie, it was very nervous, but our team pulled it off.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations once again. You guys really kind of proved your mettle. Had an amazing back half of this tournament. Basically, no one died beyond that first game. So, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. You got some prize money to go away with. So, congratulations once again on winning the tournament. Send my best to Bushka, to Camper Ninja, and to Dizzle. You guys played phenomenally. But with that, we'll send you off with your winnings. You can laugh all the way to the bank. Always a pleasure to watch you play, Dr. Chemist.
Thank you, Powerbank. Thank you, Dab. And thank you, Landmark, for always having our back since the beginning. Catch you guys later.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks so much for the performance. It was a pleasure to watch. Gonna go ahead and turn our attention to the overall evening. Landmark, gonna come to you for some final thoughts. What did you think of the contest here tonight on Metro Royale?
It was a great time. Like I said, tons of action, which I love to see, and I really enjoyed seeing the teams willing to take fights and and throw down.
Amazing. And Dab, final thoughts for you?
This was definitely by far the most fun I've had spectating a Metro Royale tournament and casting it. And I can't wait to see what Tencent brings us for the Metro Royale esports coming in 2025.
Amazing. Well, it's been an amazing action. Thank you guys for joining me on the desk tonight. You were both great. Appreciate the assist as always. Big shout out to Landmark and your audience, as well as you, Dab, who might be watching along with us. And with that, we'll take us home here. If you guys have not already downloaded the game, definitely lots of fun in store for you at PUBG Mobile with Metro Royale's brand new game mode and 3.3 update that has just come out. If you guys haven't already downloaded it, definitely do that at PUBG Mobile. You can find the link in the description, and as well follow on social media. You guys, we need to do one more giveaway as well. So get your IDs in the chat, and we will hit you up with some UC in your in-game mail if you are fortunate enough to win. Not everybody wins, but we will pick 12 winners from tonight. And with that, let's take a peek at our final prizing that will be going out to our teams tonight. We could see right here, Bushka Battalion is taking home $4,800. Farouk Force got $2,400. Winsanity Warriors will take home $2,000, and Bella Fox Brawlers will be ringing in with $800. Ace Alliance, don't worry, you guys can get them next time. But with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Big thank you to PUBG Mobile for putting on the tournament as always. I've been your host, Powerbang, and we hope you guys will join us for the next one. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good night.
Get taken out by executive nades.
Like though, they backed up just a little bit here. Dab, is this gonna work out? I mean, we'll see here.
This is giving the opportunity for a Bushka Battalion to sneak out right now while they
faster. Oh, we're gonna boogie. Get out of here, Dr.
Well, they're actually. Oh, that's because they're fighting Ace down in the tunnels. Mode. I brush my teeth with this mode. I cuddle with this mode at night when I go to bed.
Revenge Landmark.
And they are finding it right now.
Waiting for his teammate, but that does allow Win to get the revive off. And now the pinch coming in. Farouk gets the knock. And the finish coming in from the teammate on the other side. There is the opening knock. Good duck down from Buzz.
No.
And he gets 2. Canceled again. Tough breaks for him. And there's
life right there.
Look at Ace and Yamna. Their reactions. Oh, it's Price to get the jump on him. And he does. Gets a knock. It's a 1v1 Bushka versus Gucci. This is so huge. But now he's going back up to the opposing team.
Oh,
and he's
no.
wiped. Chiffon runs away on fire. And he is knocked. Nice job there putting pressure out. Wow. Fast roping in on the zip line is Farouk and Bud.
Oh no!
Oh no! If they're on the line, it's over.
He just saw it. I don't know if he did, but really, really great job to them all night. Farouk Force had a really tremendous showing as well.